When that light hits the sky, it's not just a podcast, it's Harmless Phosphorescence. Hello everyone! What's black and blue and dead all over? Your host, Throw Smiley. Who's joining me this week?
I'm Josh Cece, but you can call me Ray Wenge.
I'm Brian Lesh, and it's been more than 2 years. I don't even know who you are, man.
They think I'm hiding in the shadows, but I am the shadows. I'm Alaric Weber. Middle name Vengeance.
Middle name?
Last name Collins. This is Harmless Phosphorescence. It's a podcast where we watch every theatrically released full-length live-action superhero ever made. We gather some research into production and source material, and we tell you all about it. This show is brought to you by patrons. Patrons like executive producers Michael Beckwith and Atticus Burkett. You want to be a patron too? Go to patreon.com/harmlessentertainment. We got a lot of bonus content there. We got Star Wars shows and music shows. We do a monthly movie every month. We do a non-superhero movie. Pretty soon we'll be doing a bunch of those. We don't got a lot of superhero movies left. We almost did them all.
Hey, Hollywood, make more superhero movies.
No, Al.
Where are
Al,
they?
stop.
Yeah,
Don't encourage that.
Slow your roll, man.
Yeah,
They're doing it's happening.
yeah, it's going on.
Already happening.
Last month our monthly movie was Dracula. He wasn't dead and loving it. He was in fact very angsty about it. It was Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Totally was the hot topic track.
And this month we got our winner. Our February monthly movie is going to be BMX Bandits.
Oh snap!
Yeah.
I'm gonna build some dirt jumps in my backyard.
Yeah. Josh's nomination won over what was it? Won over The Right Stuff, Strange Brew, and what was yours, Al?
I was trying to remember that this morning myself.
And a third undisclosed movie, which also
It was another one where we were all like, "Yeah,
It was really good. It was a good pick.
Yeah, that'll be our first G-rated movie. I think it's rated G.
We didn't do Air Bud.
Not yet. Oh, that's the Budverse. That's like a
the
whole.
Budverse.
We gotta get to
That's
the
a whole
Budverse.
miniseries.
Dip
Yeah. This week.
All right, BMX Bandits, right on.
Yeah, BMX Bandits. That'll be coming this month at some point in February.
Kind of a gleaming the cube for BMX bikes.
I don't think I've seen it since I was like not just like young, but like a kid. So
Same here.
yeah. This week though on Harmless Phosphorescence, we are going to be watching The Batman.
Police! Hands up! Stay still! Get out of here!
Fear is a tool. But when that light hits the sky, it's not just a call. It's a warning. I've been trying to reach you.
Find the gun!
This is about a king, and Ritter's the match.
I can take care of myself.
If this continues, it won't be long before you've nothing left.
I don't care what happens to me.
It's only gonna get worse for you.
Whoa, take it easy, sweetheart. Hear everything they say, ain't you?
Maybe we're not so different. Who are you under there?
I'm Vengeance.
What's black and blue?
Batman, released March 4th, 2022, with a running time of 176 gazillion minutes. It cost $200 million, made $770 million. So it wasn't quite No Way Home money, but it was pretty darned good.
FYI, my pick was The Man with Two Brains.
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah. That's a fun one.
Okay, back to the thing.
Regularly scheduled.
Did this make more money than Nolan's Batman movies, or did it make less?
No. The Dark Knight is still in the top 10 of all time movies.
Oh, okay.
It was like almost $2 billion. Yeah. I think this did. No, it also didn't. I think this did better than Batman Begins, but not as good as either of the Dark Knight movies.
This didn't have an R rating, right?
I don't think so. I
don't think so either. There's no blood or nudity.
There wasn't. There wasn't nudity or curse. Yeah.
But the 3-hour runtime. I don't have children, but if I had children, I would absolutely not take them to a 3-hour-long movie.
Right.
I might drop them off at it, but I wouldn't take them to it.
Yeah,
I agreed.
I saw it with Jude, and he came out stoked as hell. He was like, "Wow, it's my Batman!" Like,
cool.
But he's the ripe age for this,
mm-hmm.
you know. Whereas, like a 10-year-old, they're going to be crying or asleep by the.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, a kid is going to be like, "What the fuck?" So yeah, speaking of the box office, guys, you ready to play the box office top 10 game? Here is the game where I am going to describe the top 10 movies of the week for March 4th, 2022, less than a year ago. Less than a year. And you guys are going to try to guess what movie I'm describing. It's kind of crazy how close we are. By the time we get to the end of the list, we'll be talking about a box office that's like 3 weeks prior. So
yeah, like Quantumania.
Yeah, Quantumania. That's going to be our last one before we catch up. So here we go. The top 10 movies of the week for March 4th, 2022. At number 10, music superstars Kat and Bastian are getting married before a global audience of fans. But when Kat learns, seconds before her vows, that Bastian has been unfaithful, she instead decides to marry Charlie, a stranger in the crowd. This is the first time I've ever heard of this movie.
The Never-Ending Story Part 3.
Bastian. This stars Owen Wilson and Jennifer Lopez?
What? From less than a year?
I had no idea this movie
Is he the
exists.
random guy from the crowd? Because that makes sense.
I think he's the random guy from the crowd. Yeah. It also stars someone named Maluma.
They've awakened Maluma, and now the wedding.
Who I
will not
assume
go
is
as planned.
who looks like there's some sort. He looks like he's some sort of pop star type guy, maybe from another country. I have no idea. This is the first time I'm hearing of Maluma.
All right, so this movie's called "Love the One You're With."
Yeah, it's as generic as that of a title, but maybe even more generic.
Who's that fella?
It's called Wilson, Owen, and me? No. It's called Marry Me. Marry Me.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah. That's crazy.
I might say yes to J-Lo if she handpicked me from a crowd.
Oh, I'd fucking marry J-Lo in a second.
Yeah.
Like, especially if she handpicks you from a crowd. Like, there's no prenup. There's no time. Of course I'm marrying
Is
her.
that how that works? If you're pulled up on stage, you're betrothed to whoever pulls you in?
And you have to sing and dance.
Well, of course.
Like,
you are their monkey.
The rhythm is gonna get me. Wait, that's a different one. I'm sorry, J-Lo.
Don't be fooled by the rocks that she's got.
You're still Jenny from the block.
From a crowd, because she's Jenny from the block.
That's right. At number 9 this week at the box office. 25 years after a streak of brutal murders shocked a quiet town, a new killer comes and begins targeting a group of teenagers to resurrect secrets from the town's deadly past.
The Never-Ending Story Part 3.
Yes, Al.
Is that Scream? Is that
it is
the
Scream?
last Scream?
Yeah, the most recent Scream, which
it's the reboot, right?
Which has been I mean, it's a legacy sequel. It's not really a
There we
reboot,
go.
but because it's
Yeah,
got
that's true. The actors appear.
yeah, it's a continuation, but
And
which
the
is
new
part
one.
of the naming convention that's been popular recently, which drives me out of my fucking mind, where they simply name the new legacy sequel the same title as the original movie, which gets incredibly confusing.
Yes.
At number 8 this week, too self-conscious to woo a beautiful woman himself, a wordsmith helps another young man nab her heart through love letters.
Cyrano.
Cyrano with Peter Dinklage, yeah, and Haley Bennett and Kelvin Harrison Jr. Okay. At least, I mean, that bro's cold. Kelvin. Sorry. Anyway.
That's cold.
At number 7 this week, after 11 years, the crew's back for another movie.
Just okay. Do they mean the behind the scenes crew?
I mean, that's I can't think of a more descriptive thing for this movie. This movie is not a narrative film. It is part of a popular series. The tagline is "Some people never learn." I don't
have a narrative.
It does not have a narrative. It's not exactly a documentary. It's more of a
Sex in the City, the movie, part 3.
the
The never-ending Sex in the City movie, part 3.
The story.
never Sex in the City.
You know, in the style of all the episodes, they seem like they never end.
This is a group of guys and some ladies. There's a few ladies in there. They get together, they do some crazy stuff, and they film it.
Oh, Jackass.
Jackass Forever, yes.
Oh,
Forever.
That's what it was called,
Yes.
Jackass Forever. It had Mr. Freeze.
Yes. All right.
There were a lot of nipples in this movie.
Yeah.
yeah.
Always in that.
Number 6 we had last week, Sing 2. 3 months later is still in the fucking top 10.
They're very popular movies.
Yeah.
I've never seen either of them. Jude was
Well, neither have I.
just too old for that kind of movie when the first one came out. At number 5, while on vacation, our protagonist must investigate the murder of a young heiress.
Oh,
It
hard
is-
stop.
It is part of a very well-known mystery series.
Mysteries.
Though this particular version of it isn't as well regarded as some previous ones.
Bond.
Not Bond, mystery, not action or adventure. Mystery.
Poirot.
It is a Poirot.
Oh, is this
Oui.
Murder on the Nile?
Death on the Nile.
Death on the Nile.
Murder on
Death
the
on
Orient
the
Express. Death on the Nile. And a party in my pants.
Turns out it wasn't a murder. She
It's
fell
always
off the
been
boat.
up like
Was eaten by an alligator.
by an alligator. So at the end, it was the alligator.
Arrest him.
The crocodile.
Curls his mustache.
Yeah, drinking tea.
Yeah, that's right. I think crocodiles, right, in the Nile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you
Uh,
cuff a crocodile?
very
You what?
carefully, Al. Very carefully. At number 4 at the box office this week, a young man asks an older doctor for help. However, it goes wrong. That's as vague as I can make this.
Kevorkian, the movie.
Mm,
Younger Frankenstein.
Wrong. Yeah, what
Baby
is it? One more time.
Kevorkian.
Baby. Kevorkian babies.
Let's see. It has a somewhat tragic ending with his girlfriend and best friend. Tragic for him, not for them, really.
Oh, wait, they leave him for each other? I guess the best friend isn't with him, but...
It's a...
Or are they eaten by an alligator?
It's the what? It's
Crocodile.
the
Sorry.
It's the eighth movie of this property.
What?
And we've watched every single one of them.
This is a Spider-Man movie. This is No Way Home.
It's No Way Home. A young man asks an older doctor for help, and it goes wrong.
In my mind, somebody got diddled by a doctor. Okay.
Subtitle
Now
Baby Kevorkian forever now in my mind.
And it goes terribly wrong. Wake up. They gave you breast.
I mean, did I have to pay for it?
Well, yeah, because you
This
went
is America,
under
Brian.
thinking there was a
That's
different
true.
surgery
Nobody's
going to
getting-
happen.
Nobody's getting top surgery for free in this country.
Nobody's getting boobs for free,
Yeah.
natural or otherwise.
At number 3 this week, 2 former Army Rangers are paired against their will on a road trip of a lifetime. They race down the Pacific coast to get to a fellow soldier's funeral on time. I'm so happy.
Tim Allen and John Travolta.
The description
Jesus Christ.
itself, I didn't have to change anything. The description itself left out the main conceit of the film.
Or is
Yeah.
this Mark Wahlberg and Jason Statham? What
Yeah.
duo
What
of
combo?
machismo men is this?
Half-mast.
It's Channing Tatum and a lady.
Half-mast.
Oh, with Sandra Bullock. Right?
No, it
No?
is not.
Oh.
The lady is actually a Belgian
Tatum
Malinois.
Oh.
It's called Dog. Channing Tatum and a dog.
Oh my god, a dog picture.
Is the movie
At this
really
point-
called Dog?
The movie's called Dog. Yes.
And he's technically an army ranger, the dog.
It's the tagline is a filthy animal unfit for human company and a dog.
Oh, snap. Ding, ding, ding. That roast battle was won.
I don't know. I've never
Marketing.
seen Channing Tatum dirty. He's always like clean and waxed,
Yeah, oily.
like oiled up.
Well,
That's how he
you've
keeps
seen
the dirt off.
This
of
is
himself.
the end, right? Where he's
Oh yeah.
Yes. So,
Yes. Okay, I take it back. I have seen him frighteningly dirty.
and have you seen Bullet Train?
oh yeah,
where
he's doing
where
that.
Brad Pitt, he's Channing Tatum.
Oh
Yeah, has a cameo in
He
that.
has the cameo.
And Channing Tatum's like, "Is this a sex thing?"
Because it's cool if it is.
At number 2 this week, Tom Holland is a young man recruited by a seasoned veteran.
Is this Uncharted?
It's Uncharted, not Iron Man, not Civil War, but Uncharted.
Come on, kid.
This is our Mark Wahlberg of the week.
Yeah. Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg. Wow.
And the Wahlberg of the week.
In the most generic poster I've ever seen. It's blue and orange, and there's a bunch of heads and then some sunlight.
Like not attached to bodies?
No,
Just
it's their
their
heads,
collection
just
of
like
severed heads.
looking off into the distance. Yeah.
Heads are popping.
And number 1 this week at the box office. When a sadistic serial killer begins murdering key political figures in Gotham, Batman is forced to investigate the city's hidden corruption and question his family's involvement.
The Never-Ending Story, Part 3.
Yes. The Batman and the Riddler together again for the very first time.
I'm sorry. He's a reluctant hero?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
No, he's all in.
Forced to do something?
He is into this
This
shit.
was all his idea.
That is the box office top 10 for the week. Al, I'm curious. I looked through the cast or the characters. Are there any characters we haven't previously discussed? We've done Catwoman, the Riddler, Batman, Gordo,
Maroni and Falcone.
Maroni and Falcone.
Yeah. No, I was pretty sure that we had talked about all of these characters before.
Well, actually, there was one. Dottie the
Dory.
maid.
Oh, Dottie. There
The
we go.
maid.
Yeah.
From
Dory.
Dory, the Wayne Manor maid, as she appeared.
Alfred has the
I-
butler has a maid.
That's
How rich
exactly.
Bruce Wayne is.
Well, I have a point to make shortly, but what was her name on the 60s series? Was it Aunt Hazel or Aunt
Oh, I can't remember.
Margaret? She also lived in the manor. So I don't know if they were bringing that back or what.
it might have been an Easter egg towards that. It was weird to see somebody in Wayne Manor who wasn't Bruce or Alfred because we never see that.
Does she
Never.
know also?
I don't think so, because in the show, that character didn't know, and
Oh.
was very dim-witted, especially compared to Alfred and Bruce.
Of course. She never would have
Same with
figured out
this.
the Riddler's fiendishly clever riddles.
So yeah, no new characters. But I wanted to point out some of the influences of for this movie, as stated by the crew. They said it was based on Year One by that was in 1987 by Frank Miller, written by The Long Halloween, which ran from 96 to 97. That was written by Jeff Loeb. They stated something called Ego, which was a one-shot comic that came out in 2000, written by Darwin Cook.
Yes.
I personally noticed similarities to Batman Earth 1, the first volume of which came out in 2012, and that was written by Jeff Johns. That was like a modernization, reimagining of Batman. It was kind of a Year One story. Portrayed Bruce Wayne in a very different light. Very flawed, prone to making mistakes. Learning to be the Batman kind of thing. That was an interesting book in that I think it was the first comic book that showed Batman's eyes through the mask. Which, we've seen his eyes in the movies ever since all the Batmans. But in a comic book, that was a rare thing, and sort of an effective device to humanize him. Really.
Yeah.
Those
if you have
weepy eyes.
If you haven't checked out Batman Earth 1, it's a good read. I suggest it.
I mean, it's obvious there are some Year One elements. Those elements are pretty obvious, but he's already been there. They're getting used to him, and he's hasn't been long. Hasn't been long, but
it's been 2 years now. He says
so there you go.
in the movie. So, and it's less like the actual graphic novel Year Two than Year One. But yeah, time wise, he has been around for a while. He's already gotten a bat signal. Got Gordon's already on his side. That kind of thing.
But then at the same time, the bat signal is, like almost pulled and ripped apart. Like, it wasn't made by Batman himself. It looks like scrap metal was welded together, all twisted, making it a new, like, I need a new way I need to get a hold of him. Cool.
Yeah. Right on. Thanks, Al. So that brings us to the film itself. Let's go back. This is our first standalone Batman movie since The Dark Knight Rises. Of course, in between we got Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, which started out as a solo Batman movie, but then Zack Snyder was like, "But what if I just do another thing?
What if Soup comes along?"
So after that. After Batman v Superman, Ben Affleck was going to write and direct his own Batman movie.
And I'll say, okay.
Yeah. No, that was fine.
I was excited for that.
Absolutely. He said it was based on Arkham Asylum, a serious house on Serious Earth. Some elements of Nightfall and some elements of the game Batman Arkham Asylum. All of which are great source material. It was going to take place primarily around a mass breakout of Arkham Asylum. And
which is the do you remember? Oh, sorry, Al.
Oh, Deathstroke was supposed to be the main villain in that one, from what I read.
Yeah.
The Riot premise, there was a one-off graphic novel about Arkham Asylum. Came out in the 90s or 80s. I don't know if you
I think
guys are familiar.
was that a Serious House on Serious Earth? Arkham Asylum, a Serious House on Serious Earth? Because
I think that was a separate series that came later, but the inmates taking over the asylum was a
that one was
earlier
about
story.
them taking over the asylum. It was illustrated by Dave McKeon.
Okay, so that was later.
Yeah.
This was Bill. He has a Stanowich. He has a Eastern European name I can't pronounce. Where before Alex Ross, he was the guy that did paintings. Like each panel was a canvas painting. Anywho,
so
they've always mentioned Arkham, and they've never taken us there really. And it's a fascinating place, way more fascinating than we've been to City Hall so many times. We've been to the police station so many times.
Yeah. No, in the films we don't go there very much. Just little brief bits here and there.
Yeah, we don't see life inside separate from him.
I don't think we spent enough time in the Gotham library.
Nobody has. I don't think anybody.
The Gotham DMV.
The corruption is everywhere.
Yeah, where did the Joker get the plates for that car? Remember, we've had this discussion before.
Yeah, Batman's trying to get his tags renewed for the Batmobile. He's like, I've been in line 3 hours.
I pictured the Riddler being the one there because he's so mad at like the way civil service works. So you just picture him be like, I'm 21, that guy's 42. No more lie.
So anyways, he wrote the treatment or the script and started pre-production on it. Batgirl was also going to be in that one, but then after the whole
was he like co-writing that with Jeff Johns or something?
Batgirl movie.
He was co-writing with
Ben Affleck, right? We're talking about
Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck.
Benny.
Yeah, he was co-writing it with Jeff Johns. Yes, exactly.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
it could have been cool.
It could have been. No, I'm sure it was.
I'm sure.
Yeah, from all accounts, it wasn't a bad script. Like there was nothing in. Like I would like to have seen that movie, but
well, yeah. I mean, Ben Affleck is good. Period. And it's been evident throughout his career that he takes comic books seriously. He's not there for a paycheck. Like he's invested in playing superheroes.
Yeah.
And Jeff Johns, bam.
Yeah, absolutely.
Would have been cool.
But then the whole Justice League thing happened.
They started to unionize.
Yeah. And he kind of there's a lot of conflicting accounts. There's some stuff about his sobriety. There's some stuff about him and the Warner Brothers guys and him having issues with how the franchise was being run. And he dropped out for whatever reasons. He decided not to direct. Then a few months later, he decided he wasn't going to be in the movie at all.
He got together with Jenny from the Block again.
Yeah,
that's what
it's
like,
it's Bennifer Part 2.
Midlife crisis over.
Yeah,
back to adult things.
His midlife crisis. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah, I'm gonna start dating that girl I was dating in my 20s again. That'll fix everything. So, basically, by 2017, he decided it was over. He dropped out completely, and so they started getting people together. They started getting a short name of people to direct it. Dennis Villeneuve, George Miller, Ridley Scott, Matt Ross, all were considered. Matt Reeves was on that list, and they decided to go with him.
George Miller, wild.
That would have been crazy. Yeah. So Matt Reeves did direct it. He has a writing credit too. We have, let's see, spoken about him most recently on. No, we haven't. This is our first Matt Reeves movie. He hasn't done a previous superhero movie, and he hasn't done one we've done on the monthly either. I thought we had. Weird. So Matt Reeves did the Planet of the Apes movies, Cloverfield, Let Me In. All good stuff. He did a lot of TV prior to that too. He directed a bunch of episodes of Felicity, which is how he got on Cloverfield. He knew J.J. Abrams. But he wrote it. He looked at the script and said, this is a totally good script, but it's not the Batman movie I'm interested in making. And Warner Brothers said, all right, write a new one. So he did. He got together with...
And David S. Goyer was on vacation.
Yeah. David S. Goyer doesn't even have a producing credit on this, so it's crazy.
Man, how's he going to feed his family?
Right. I hope that Matt Reeves is like, we're done. We're done with that. Okay, that guy's had his hand on too much.
I hope we are done with David S. Goyer on because Jesus.
I bet with James Gunn in charge. I mean, maybe David is a very nice guy, but like he has not helped.
No,
other than the first Batman '89.
Yeah, no, he's not.
He's been coasting.
But Matt Reeves got with Peter Craig to write the script. Peter Craig wrote, let's see, his big credits are The Hunger Games Mockingjay, Bad Boys for Life, and Top Gun Maverick. He's
sequels.
Yeah, he seems to be a dude that just works in, just does whatever they want to throw at him. I think he does some doctoring, some uncredited doctoring, and there's not a lot on what that consists of.
Second unit.
Yeah. So they got together. They started writing throughout 2017 and 18.
Writer.
This is the point where Ben Affleck dropped out of the movie altogether and went to rehab. So he stopped. He decided at this point he wasn't going to be Batman himself either. So they started casting around for a new Batman in 2019.
Affleck starring as Sad Man.
Yeah. Affleck starring as that dude in the meme where he looks like he just has had enough shit, man.
Right.
Yeah.
How do you like them apples?
He was
Not
Batman,
very
and
much.
that was the Batman v Superman or Justice League press, right?
That was
the meme.
That's
where
what the
he's
meme
like,
was from. It was Batman v Superman. Okay.
Oh,
pretty sure.
For some reason, it does before that. But... yeah. All right.
So, yeah. Well, no, sad Affleck is from that. Affleck smoking like, oh, Jesus, is from a little later on.
What's from then? Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah, so they started casting for a new Batman. They, let's see, Nicholas Hoult, Armie Hammer, and Aaron Taylor Johnson were all considered, but they ended up going with Robert Pattinson. And they started filming at the end of 2019, beginning of 2020. They started production, got it together, filmed for a couple weeks, and then something happened in March of 2020.
Corbin. Yes.
And they didn't get to film for another. They had to stop filming for a year and a half.
Wow.
It was originally scheduled to come out at the beginning of 2021. It got pushed back about a year. So our cast does. That brings us to our cast. Robert Pattinson. We have not. We haven't had him before, have we?
No.
Huh. Weird.
I still argue that the Twilight movies are superhero movies. Changed my mind.
I mean,
I'll change your mind. All right.
that's all. Just you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Robert Pattinson, of course, got his big break. He kind of came to be known as Cedric Diggory in Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Then he got his real big break playing Edward Cullen in the Twilight films. After Twilight, he's he's done some good work post Twilight.
Yeah. Yes.
I like the dude. The Lighthouse was crazy.
This role suits his sort of flat affect, and early on I thought he was like Kristen Stewart, just vacant and same performance every time. But no, he started doing good work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Same as Garfield.
Yeah.
Like he's still treated like a kid because of the way he plays Parker, but he's done some really adult fucking shit. He's a Mormon homicide investigator in this Hulu series.
Oh wow.
Really interesting.
Well, that Garfield, that fucking Scorsese movie about the priest with Garfield and Adam Driver was.
Oh
yeah, in Japan.
I didn't really dig the movie that much, but Garfield was really good.
Has anybody read any interviews with Rob Pattinson? He is quite possibly the funniest print interview I've ever read.
The dude is hilarious. So just a quick anecdote I read. He was being stalked by some girl, some like late teens girl, who would just stand outside his house or follow him to his, it's fan stalking, but nothing like dangerous. She was just annoying. Was always there. Eventually he got so sick of her constantly like being everywhere he went that he just like went out and was like, do you want to come have dinner with me? Let's go have dinner. And he sat down and just complained about every little annoyance in his life for 45 minutes until she was like, listen, dude, I gotta go. All right.
Wow.
And she never stalked him again.
There you go.
That's a power move.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And then have her pay.
That's how all my first dates go.
so guarded and defensive.
But yeah, no, dude is funny. Absolutely.
He was in Tenet. We forgot Tenet.
Oh shit, that's right. Yeah,
he was the guy. Well, not John David Washington was. He was the guy.
He was the Tom Hardy of Tenet to Tom Hardy's Inception character.
He was interesting in that movie.
He was. Tenet, which I have some problems with Tenet in general. But
well, I have the same problem with Tenet that I have with this movie. Who the hell did the audio for the voices?
Jesus. Yeah. We got Zoe Kravitz as Selena Kyle, the Catwoman. We did talk about her in X-Men First Class.
Oh,
yeah. She was also in Mad Max Fury Road. She voiced Mary Jane in Spider-Verse.
She was in Lisa Bonet.
She was. She wasn't in Lisa Bonet. Yeah, and her dad is my favorite Jewish named black rock singer of all time.
Saw him live. Who was with me for that show?
I didn't see him. I wasn't there.
I think it was a Lollapalooza. Actually.
Was it?
I'd love to see Lenny Kravitz. As a teenager, I didn't get it, but as an adult, I'm into it.
Oh yeah,
it's just guitar rock. I mean, when I saw, he's just whipping his dreads around and like doing
wearing leather
riffs.
pants,
but
flying.
But also, if I had never heard of Lenny Kravitz, I would absolutely assume that he's a banker or some sort of accountant.
I was going to say, you watch a dude do accounting for an hour.
Apparently, they're related to Al Roker. Okay.
Right.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't realize
Somebody
Lenny Kravitz
has to be.
is actually half Jewish. Okay, cool.
His last name's Kravitz.
Yeah.
You don't remember the Chappelle Show racial draft joke?
Oh, that's right.
The Jewish coalition chooses Lenny Kravitz.
Lenny Kravitz.
I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of African Americans who have last names that make no sense for their actual heritage.
Fair point. Very fair point.
True.
So I dug her in this a lot. I thought she was a really good Catwoman.
Channeling large aspects of Eartha Kitt's performance, her physicality. She must have sat and watched cat videos for days before playing this role.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone was miscast.
No,
I think it was an excellent casting job for the whole movie.
Yeah, the cast was great. Paul Dano as the Riddler. Let's see. There Will Be Blood, I think, is probably the first place I noticed him.
Yeah.
Oh, he was in Little Miss Sunshine. I forgot about that.
Oh yeah.
He was in Detroit Rock City, I think, right?
Oh,
Is
I
that
know
him?
He did
Yeah.
a few younger roles before. There Will Be
Interesting.
Blood.
He's the most Midwestern dude ever.
Yeah, he's in that movie Prisoners or Prisoner. Like Terrence Howard and Hugh Jackman, their daughters get abducted, and Paul Dano's the local creep who has an RV, and they abduct him because the cops won't do anything. Twist: Jake Gyllenhaal's the detective, but twist, you could probably guess. But yeah, they torture Paul Dano just because, local weirdo.
I'm not seeing Detroit Rock City.
Yeah, neither am I.
And then he wasn't in that.
He
was in a similar movie around that time.
Yeah,
it wasn't Almost Famous.
Let's see. He was in Lie, something called Lie. That's his first big role. The Emperor's Club. The Girl Next. Oh, he was in The Girl Next Door. Huh. The Ballad of Jack and Rose. I don't know. He was in.
Big.
He was in Swiss Army Man.
Yeah, he was.
And of course, most recently, The Fabelmans. Oh wow, he was in 3 episodes of The Sopranos. Jeffrey Wright as Lieutenant Gordon, James Gordon. Jeffrey Wright has been acting for years. He's been like a character actor for many, many years. I feel like he didn't really get his due until Westworld. I feel like that's when he kind of like blew up as far as public consciousness goes. But prior to that, he was in so much.
He was in like Spike Lee movies, right?
Yeah, he was.
Do the Right Thing. I forget which one he was in.
He wasn't in Do the Right Thing. He was in. What was? I know he was in some. I don't know. I don't know if he was in any Spike Lee movies.
Saw him in something where he was younger.
He was in Jumping at the Boneyard, which is I vaguely
remember 12 Years a Slave.
Yeah, he was in. Well, his first movie was Presumed Innocent. That Harrison Ford, 1990. That's his first credit, film credit.
He's in Love and Mercy. Isn't he young Brian Wilson? Yeah, it says Brian from the past. Yep, I bet. That's cool.
He was in Ali, Casino Royale. He
that's right. He's Felix.
He's in
CIA agent.
Yeah, Quantum of Solace.
Mm-hmm.
He played he played Colin Powell in W. He
was in all the Hunger Games.
He was in all the Hunger Games. Yeah.
Oh, we moved on to Jeffrey, right?
Yeah. That's why I was like young Brian Wilson.
Yeah, I was very confused by that. I was like, does he mean? From
Jeffrey Wright played young.
I was like, okay, maybe it's a different Brian Wilson you're talking about.
I understand your reaction. I don't understand you not correcting me.
Yeah. So we got
I think he could do it though. I think he could play Brian Wilson. He could probably sing falsetto.
Jeffrey Wright. More recently, he was the Watcher in What If.
Oh,
that's right.
Sure.
Yes.
Fantastic narration.
Oh, and he was Destiny in The Sandman.
Really?
Wait,
We didn't see.
we had Destiny in The Sandman?
In the Audible.
Oh, the audio.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry,
the audio.
I'm sorry. The podcast series.
I
Right.
was going to say.
Yeah.
My
like,
bad.
We got there already?
I was like, I don't remember that.
Got to
Yeah, we've only
rewatch
seen
that.
Desire and Despair. So.
John Turturro as
Yeah.
Carmine Falcone. I find it hard to find John Turturro threatening in any way, but I think he pulled it off.
He's played some badasses.
He has. His first credit was Raging Bull.
I mean,
Really?
Falcone is a typical mob boss. He doesn't get his hands dirty.
No.
He's sort of tough by means of aura.
I love every time he was like on the audio where he was like killing the girl and everything. He was like, "Oh, you saw that, huh?" Like I was like, "Yep, there's Turturro."
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh gosh, okay, I guess I gotta kill you."
Very Weasley.
Yeah. Yeah, his first film credit ever was Raging Bull. The Flamingo Kid. Wow, I remember that movie. Desperately Seeking Susan, Color of Money. Oh, Gung Ho. Oof. Of course, he was in Do the Right Thing. Miller's Crossing. Barton Fink.
He's so good in that.
Jungle
Barton
Fever.
Fink.
God, John Turturro did a lot. He was great in Quiz Show.
Lebowski.
Yeah, of course, Lebowski.
And the sequel to Lebowski.
Yeah, the one he got.
Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou? All of the Coen
No,
movies
the
he did
Jesus.
were great. Yeah, the Jesus. Oh God, yeah, the sequel wasn't great.
I haven't seen it. I'm not going to.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it.
It's not worth it.
Yet.
It is not worth it. I forgot he was in Transformers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's the one who asks if he's looking at the nuts of one of the
Transformers.
It's like, are those its testicles? Weird, unnecessary moment in that children's franchise.
Yeah, really unnecessary.
Really.
Oh, and it pees on him. That's right.
Yeah.
It gets peed on.
Yeah. Oh, Michael Bay, come on, dude.
It's too late for him.
That's how you use Turturro.
Most recently, he voiced Dottore in Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, not Pauly Shore's Pinocchio, or Disney's
Wasn't it his
Pinocchio.
sister that was on The Sopranos? Pretty sure
Was it?
that she played Tony's sister.
Huh?
What's her name?
I don't think I realized that was John Turturro's sister. Ada Turturro.
Yep.
It's his cousin.
Cousin.
Let's see. We got Peter Sarsgaard as the DA.
Gil Coulson.
Yeah.
Gil Coulson,
Gil?
which was so confusing to me because Phil Coulson
Yeah.
is
I know.
in the MCU.
I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, exactly. Peter Sarsgaard, not to be confused with Bill Skarsgård? Which one's the Scar and which one's the Sar?
I think Bill is a Sar. And then
This guy's the one that's not related.
Who's
to
the
anybody
Scar?
else, right? There's stars.
There's
Alec. There's the vampire guy, and then there's
The old guy.
the old guy.
Yeah. And so all right, so Peter
We're naming a band.
Peter Sarsgaard is married to Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Oh, wow.
Or
Yeah, for
Maggie
him, for a while.
Gyllenhaal?
Gyllenhaal, I think.
Yeah.
For a while.
Yeah. He's let's see, his first credit was Dead Man Walking. He's dude's been working since the 90s, like hardcore.
He got noticed in Garden State, at least. As I know.
Yeah. Boys Don't Cry, Garden State. He played Mark.
He can play a tender role and he can play a bastard role,
mhm.
like a real asshole. He's got range.
Yeah. No, dude's all right.
In the battle of the SARS and the scars.
Let's see. Colin Farrell as Oswald Cobblepot. Which, okay.
Octavius.
Okay. Cobblepot, a clearly traditionally Italian name.
I don't think he's Italian.
I don't know. He was playing like a really like Goodfellas-y kind of dude in this.
Yeah, the gangster voice, which a lot of gangsters in Gotham have.
Yeah,
which is
I
like
think
a
he
New
was
York,
putting it
Brooklyn.
on. I think that it wasn't his real voice. I think that he.
Oh, it wasn't Oswald Cobblepot's real voice.
Yes,
I was
think that
like-
Oswald
I was like,
Cobblepot
yeah,
is
Brian,
playing-
you're right. That is absolutely not Colin Farrell's
Yeah.
real voice.
He's normally got an Irish accent, right? But yeah, no, I think that the character, he was playing it like he was trying to fit in with that world.
Mm.
It was really
Sometimes-
nuanced, which is weird.
Yeah, I
For the
didn't see
Penguin.
him. I didn't see him as a Italian.
Yeah.
I saw
Yeah,
him
that
as a
makes
Penguin.
sense. That makes sense.
I don't see color.
Just
I see
penguin.
flightless birds, penguins,
What?
emus,
Oh, we'll get to that.
road runners. Yeah. Anyways, so we last talked about Colin Farrell in Daredevil, in which he played Bullseye.
Yes.
We all remember him from the was that Phone Booth movie though? Obviously.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's Colin Farrell. He's up for did he get? I think he got an Oscar nom for Banshees of Inisherin. Yeah.
Two people in this movie did.
Who's
He
Barry
is
Keoghan.
absolutely. He steals the show in Horrible Bosses. I don't know
Oh,
if you've
yeah,
seen
he's
it,
good in
but
that.
He looks like cocaine.
Who's the other person that did in this movie, Brian? I didn't hear.
Barry Keoghan.
Oh. Oh. Huh. Yeah. So yeah, let's see. Jamie Lawson was in this playing Bella Real. That's the mayoral candidate. She was she's had a very short career. This was her second film ever. She was also in The Woman King.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet.
I haven't seen it yet either. I've heard it's pretty good. Peter McDonald as Kenzie, the corrupt cop. Con O'Neill as Mackenzie, the corrupt chief.
He's on.
That's
if I'm thinking of the right guy, he's on Our Flag Means Death, and
he's that guy.
he's Taika's Blackbeard, and he's his first mate, his number one.
Is that the guy who got eaten by rats?
Yeah, is he Hands?
Oh no.
No.
Sorry, my bad. I'm thinking of Savage. I think his name is.
Yeah, no.
The
He is
chief.
on Our Flag Means Death. He's.
Oh.
But yeah, he
the
plays.
chief, he kind of talks like this.
Yeah, he.
I thought-
Insane Gordon.
Was this the same guy that was in Chernobyl as the miners who were digging and they were all butt naked because it was so hot in the tunnels?
I remember what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Maybe. That
I'm
was him.
I'm not sure.
He has
their
a
voices
really
were
not
very
even a
similar.
raspy voice, but like that.
Kind of nasally.
Oh.
Also,
Yeah, I know the voice.
If he had a shadow from the movie Us, it would sound like that.
Let's see. Max Garver played both of the twin bouncers. They didn't get real twins. They hired some dude nobody knows and made him green screen it.
They paid me
That's-
for one, and then they looped
that's where
it.
all that money went, was green screening that one guy into this movie.
That one guy.
Yeah, the rest was practical.
And Barry Keoghan.
They couldn't even do two shots where you focus the camera on the right, and there's the one brother. You focus on the left, it's the other brother. They animated him in.
And Barry Keoghan as technically as the Joker.
Just as a friend.
Yeah,
Did-
a friend.
Did we mention Andy Serkis?
Oh, and
Oh,
I skipped Andy Serkis. I'm sorry, Andy
Be
Serkis
great.
as Alfred Pennyworth. We saw him most recently in
Pennyworth.
Black Panther.
Hello, Master Wayneses.
He was fucking
Yeah.
awesome in Andor. Did you ever finish Andor, Brian? Did you ever come
I
around on that
did.
one?
I came around to it the moment that we saw Andy Serkis. And that's not why, but that was right when the story for me started to really get some traction. And his arc in that story crushed me.
Oh my god! Oh, so hard. Just
Yeah.
that moment where they're standing there on the ledge.
And he knew all along. Just beautiful.
Oh,
Well written, well acted.
fuck.
Yeah, that might be one of my favorite performances of his, for sure.
Oh, so good. So good. I just I loved Andor. I'm sorry. It was like
Yeah.
So that's about it for the production. This film does have some reviews on Letterboxd, 85% on Rotten Tomatoes. And on Letterboxd, Mateus says, "Buy Panic," 5 stars.
I panic. B-U-Y panic?
B-I, as in as in
it's as close to gay as
it's
we're
as
gonna
close
get, I
to
guess.
gay 5 stars as I could get. As in, I'm having
Oh.
feelings I don't understand, but I consider myself a heterosexual.
I want to
I'm
be
panicked.
between the Batman and the
Panic.
Catwoman.
By panic. Panic is the
it's
funniest
cousin
word.
of-
Like, you're so afraid you're going to like trip and fall and get a dick in your mouth. Like, what are you panicked about? I understand confusion and nervousness, and
Yeah,
I'm fucking panicked.
it's
I don't even pick up quarters on the street.
it's the cousin of gay panic, which Friends perfected.
I know. That's why bi panic is so funny.
Well, yeah. It's like it's I don't know. Hibben writes, better than sex. I've never had sex. 5 stars.
Spoken like a true comic book fan.
We need to get that guy on the show.
Ty writes, no gay sex. Half a star. And these
I
two
give that review 5 stars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these 2 reviews, I were right in a row. So Camilla writes, the movie was good, but I watched it with the boy who broke my heart. Fuck you, Brad. Half a star.
You know what? I'm right there with her. Fuck you,
Yeah,
Brad.
Fuck you, Brad.
Yeah, Brad, fuck you. And Gavintliv writes, watch this if you're a bitch who likes bitch movies. Half a star.
Yeah, that's me,
Good.
baby.
Good advice.
Yeah.
Just so was he trapped? Like he didn't catch on until the end. He's like, this is for bitches.
Oh, fuck.
I watched the whole thing.
That's about it, guys. Are you ready to jump into the movie?
It's my weird parachute cape thing.
Yeah, your flying squirrel
Flying
suit.
squirrel.
Yeah.
Hey, rookie.
All right.
I went with Sugar Glider.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
That's true. They're littler.
ugh, fucking it. We used to own a sugar glider. Bro, don't own a sugar glider. Those motherfuckers are fucked up.
What if they had called him Sugar Glider Man?
They're fucked up. You come into the kitchen late at night and it's just holding a knife.
No, okay, so they all right, sugar glider corner. They have these weird curly penises, like
Okay.
like
It's
almost
not
like
weird. I'm into that. What are
almost
you
like
talking about?
duck, like corkscrew.
Yeah.
I got you.
And they're very limber, so we used to like walk into like the room, turn the light on, and he'd just be sitting there in the cage holding his weird corkscrew penis, just licking it like up and down, staring at us. We're like, bro,
I feel like you're being judgmental.
okay, fair.
Like a little gargoyle, man.
But
Weird.
just staring at us, holding it in both his hands.
Yeah, the stare, the dead ass stare. I thought you were gonna say like tried to fuck your ear or something like that.
No, one time I woke.
You walked in on someone jerking off, is what happened.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
And he maintained eye contact.
He was in his cage.
power
playing with
move.
his dick.
Those
What do you
things-
want? For nothing?
Those things fucking stink too. They are musky as fuck.
I bet. Yeah.
Like
Do they
ferrets?
they poop and pee everywhere?
Yeah. Oh fuck yeah. At one time I woke up in the middle of the night. It got out of its cage, but I was asleep and I just felt like something crawling on my head. And I like in my dream thought it was like a spider. And I was like, no, and like woke up and it like flung it across the room. Luckily it was a sugar glider though. So it was like fine.
Yeah, that is the natural instinct. Definitely.
Oh, fuck sugar gliders. Anyways, here we go.
Batman.
This is the Batman. We open on a title card and Ave Maria playing. It's Halloween in Gotham, the happiest night of the year.
The pace of this movie is established at the very beginning of it.
Mhm.
Yes.
The title
This is how
card
it's
takes
supposed-
forever. The breathing and the mask. You have no
Walking
idea what's
through the crowd.
happening. Just 5 minutes of like, what is happening? Who are we right now?
Right?
So
Yeah,
slow.
we get somebody spying through a window on the mayor. Mayor's watching the news about a debate he had with his opponent. It didn't go well. Then he gets murdered by a masked killer.
So he got across the street and into the guy's house that fast.
Yes, it would appear
Yeah.
so.
The Joker is incredibly nimble.
The Riddler.
The Riddler. Also
With
the
his
Joker, but the
bulky
Riddler
coat.
in this instance.
Oh, the Joker definitely is.
Yeah, but the Riddler, he is all over
Yeah.
the place.
He
He's
is
like
and
a magic
he's
man.
kind of bulky.
Yeah, Paul Dano does not appear to me to be an especially agile guy, but he
Well,
would
and he's
have to
also
be.
wearing all that shit too. He's wearing
That's
like,
what I mean. He's a skinny
Soviet
guy. I've never seen him climb
winter
anything.
gear. Yeah.
Yeah. So then we get some Batman voiceover about how criminals are criminals and bad, and he's there. He's the city. Blah 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 Batman stuff, and then he breaks up a gang attack, and he's vengeance.
Poverty's not the issue; it's crime.
Yeah, it's never poverty. You know what you could do, Bruce? You could fucking like, come on. Bruce Wayne could help Gotham.
You could do both. You know,
in this monologue, he even like sort of talked shit about the justice system and the revolving door, and they're just back out on the street. It reminds me of Peacemaker, that episode where fucking, you know why he has so many villains? Because he doesn't fucking kill them. He puts them in jail and they get right out.
Yeah, there's that. But also, like, Bruce Wayne's billions could do so much more for Gotham than Batman out there punching like young Latino kids wearing makeup.
Yeah. So was that just Halloween or their gang, or were we supposed to think maybe it was because Joker has already done his thing and got caught?
Yeah, I don't know if it was Joker related or not. That's unclear, but it's definitely a gang. And the dude that only had half the face was not fully jumped into the gang yet.
No, he had to jump someone.
But it was also
maybe
Halloween.
Well, no. But yeah. But he wasn't fully initiated into the gang because he had to do. Yeah.
That's why the other dude signaled him. If he took down that guy or mugged him or even killed him, then he'd be in the gang.
Yeah.
But you're right. He's a pledge.
Yeah.
Their big thing was just punching random strangers.
Yeah.
That's the video they were watching.
For views. Mm-hmm.
That was a thing.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
a while.
What was it called? It was
a thing.
It had like a
like got caught relaxing. Or...
Yeah. But yeah. So
he relaxed.
We cut to the investigation of the mayor's death. Lieutenant James Gordon brings the Batman with him. The other cops are like, bro, you can't bring a Batman to a cop party.
And not the last time.
Yeah.
I love that the relationship is established already.
Mm-hmm.
We don't get the like, hey, I'm Commissioner Gordon. Hey, you call me Batman. Like, that's so boring. It's like the Pearls thing.
Yes.
Like, we don't need to see that again.
No, we don't.
Right.
I was so happy we didn't get pearls.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they find a message that the Riddler left for the Batman, and then the police commissioner shows up and tells Batman he's not allowed at their cop party.
Which is fair.
It is fair.
It's a crime scene. He's
a criminal. He is a known and wanted criminal.
He is.
Well, nobody has his resume, and he's not the world's greatest detective yet, as we'll see. But yeah, he comes in and does an investigation. He conducts an investigation.
But the Riddler left him an invitation.
That's fair.
Yes.
That is
Took
true.
But at the same
to
time,
find it.
He may just be an accomplice. How do you know he's not an accomplice?
To a
Is a
cop.
great question.
Yeah.
So Batman goes home, looks over his secret contact video footage.
I love this. I love the color
Yeah,
palette
that's
of
a
it.
cool thing.
I love how simple it is. I love that he has buttons that let him reverse the image, just reverse, print it, boom. Keep moving. Like, he is processing this information as quickly as possible.
Mm-hmm.
It's a practical device. You can see the logic in it.
It's not
shark
overly
repellent.
Not overly technological too. It's just a camera.
Yeah.
Right.
I did
something he should have had all along.
And the fact that he has to put it on a glass marble for it to be read is another little detail that I really like from like the cinematography aspect of it. I was like, oh, that's cool. It's not like a radio with writing to a hard drive somewhere.
Yeah.
It's a subtle way of pointing out where does he get those wonderful toys.
Yeah.
I dug the
Batcave in the old subway station or subway lot, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
That was interesting.
Yeah, he's not living in Wayne Manor. He's living in like an apartment, like a big fancy apartment in a deluxe apartment in the sky, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I liked. I feel like this is the first time we really got Detective Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we got it with Bale, but it was like, let me shoot a bullet into a brick and then 3D image the brick. Like,
Yeah.
What?
Yes, that's more forensics than
Yeah, that was
investigation.
CSI Batman.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of like
After the fact.
looking at a crime scene and walking the crime scene like a detective would.
That's right. We got the order. Now we get the law. So
dun dun.
Which back at the crime scene, he was like, he just walked up to this the dent in the floor, the bloody dent that no one had noticed. He just walks up, looks down, doesn't even say anything, but the woman notices. It's like, oh, I better take a photo of that. Like he's noticing stuff that they're not.
Yeah.
Right.
So we find out that it was 20 years earlier that Thomas and Martha were killed.
Which I just slow clap for this reveal that it was 20 years ago. Moving on.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Exactly. Yeah, Thomas was running for mayor. We meet Alfred. Alfred, as usual, is worried about Bruce.
There's a really poignant moment of the camera thing, and he's talking to him like, "What are you doing? Oh, you were there. Do you know about this already? You were there. Go take a shower." And he sees the scene of him seeing the kid on the couch, the son of the mayor. And Alfred is connecting all the dots, like the emotional dots of like, oh, this must have fucked him up, man.
Yeah.
That carried a lot of weight with it without saying it, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Alfred walks in with a cane. I don't recall if that was from anything else, but in Earth One, Alfred was much more similar to this Alfred, the Earth One. He was like a former Marine. He had lost a leg or half a leg and walked with a cane.
Fought in the Falklands or something.
Something like that, yeah.
Michael Caine talked about being a soldier.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
Yeah. This is
Congo, I think.
On Gotham, the show, he very much was.
This is also the youngest. You know, I've noticed Batman's Alfreds are kind of like the Aunt May's in the Spider-Man movies. They just
Interesting.
keep getting younger.
And sexier.
Yeah.
I'm not shying away from it. By Panic.
By Panic.
So the following night, the police commissioner disappears. Batman and Gordon discover that the Riddler left his thumb, a thumb drive, if you will, in his car.
To Josh's point about him not being the best detective in the world, God, Gotham's police force is completely useless. They didn't check the garage.
Right.
They didn't check every single surface in the building that the mayor was killed in. Because if I got murdered in my house, you know, the cops probably wouldn't do shit because I don't have any money. But like, they'd look through my shit. They'd be like, we should probably look through all this shit and see.
Just look in his car.
Yeah. Like, if you have a dozen cars, they're going to look at all dozen cars.
Yeah.
Yes.
They are.
There was blood on those scissors.
And his thumb was missing.
Yes.
Like, guys.
Yeah, and his thumb was missing, man. What the shit? Where's his thumb? You should go looking for it. Jesus Christ.
Like, I guess he just lost it.
Everybody is a bad detective in this movie.
They assumed it was a trophy.
Yeah.
They did.
A lot of assumptions in this.
Yeah.
But I guess you have to in investigation. I mean, assumptions is a strong word. Maybe that's not it. But yeah. I mean, you have to make jumps.
Yeah, leaps in logic. So they see pictures of him with a woman, Annika, at the Iceberg Lounge. It's a nightclub operated by the Penguin and Falcone. Batman goes there. He busts in so he can talk to the Penguin. Penguin says he doesn't know anything, but then Batman notices Selina Kyle. He follows her home. She's Annika's roommate.
We forgot to mention, for sake of narrative, there is a drug on the streets of Gotham. We're not quite sure how long it's been there, but they're called drops.
Yes, it was some classic
Drop
fake
heads.
movie drugs, which are always great.
It's like
It's
the
cool.
opioid epidemic, or it's
Yeah.
it's an analogy for that.
This is about as good as that kind of thing gets, though, because it's one word. It makes sense. You drop it in your eyes. It's unique.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not like
drop head.
Yeah, it's not like they're doing red dog shit, like or like
Yeah.
how dumb it usually is.
Yeah,
They're doing molten thunder.
they're
Or
doing
some
that
chemical
sweet,
name.
That sweet Shanghai red.
Yeah.
Like doesn't tell you anything.
Mountain Dew Cold Blue.
Beast mode. Like, hell yeah, I'll take the beast mode.
Be like, did you hear they changed heroin's name to Starry?
We have a labeling problem. That's what
Heroin
it is.
rebrand. Of
Yeah.
2023.
We got the
Oh.
best mark. Like you got to sell cocaine. It sells
It
itself.
does. It really does. So,
Okay.
yeah, he follows Selena Kyle home. Annika's upset about something and scared, so Selena dresses up as a cat burglar and breaks into a mansion. She's trying to steal something out of the safe. Batman follows. They get
There's a moment when she jumps off of her balcony and Batman is watching her, and she just whoop, 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 lands and walks away. That is the most cat-like thing any character in any movie has ever done. Like the movie Cats, like this is
Rum
way
Tum
more
Tugger.
cat-like.
release
But
Zoe
yeah,
Kravitz's
You know she has a
butthole.
butthole.
Yeah.
The way that Selena is handled in this movie is almost identical to year one. Like
Mm,
the way they meet and the way they, yeah,
yeah.
The backstory.
right. Other than Falcone being her dad and the Iceberg Club, but yeah, like
Yeah.
all the cats and protecting a younger lady from the street.
Yeah, she
Uh-huh.
took in a stray.
Yeah.
I say all the cats because in the comic there were some really interesting panels of like silhouettes of cats following her wherever she went and stuff. But,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Even her look, even her half mask that she kind of put together,
Yeah,
Mhm.
the
similar to year one.
weird ski mask that she just kind of slid in, basically.
Well, she's counting on Gotham
it's not even a ski
face
mask; it's like a
blindness.
beanie. Yeah.
A beanie. She
Covers her nose as that's the most identifying. Like you're calling dispatch. What do you look like? His nose was like big.
I really liked another thing that I like because they do a lot of them Catwoman and Batman together, which is kind of a beautiful thing because they are a great match. They're very different, but they have similar
The
goals.
romance was forced, but yes, their
Yeah.
dynamic is very interesting. Always
She-
was.
She rides by on the motorcycle, but and we're seeing it from the view of his headlight on the motorcycle, but you see him run up to the motorcycle. Batman has been walking this whole fucking movie to slow music, but the moment she zips by, you hear him going and start his bike and haul ass away. Like it's the one time he is struggling to catch up, which I
Mm.
thought was
He
a nice
missed his-
little touch.
He missed his bus.
I've been there.
We've all run. That's yeah. Damn it! I have to run.
So we see that she was stealing Annika's passport. They head back to Selena's apartment together. She's got some cats. The apartment's been ransacked. Annika's missing.
She drinks a lot of milk.
She does. She's not lactose intolerant. That's one thing I know for sure about Selena Kyle.
I'm super super tolerant.
She's definitely farting a lot later. That's a lot of milk.
Totally.
Lay it in the
Very-
In that cat outfit, just
farting in the leather.
it really soaks it up too.
By panic. Okay, again to
bowel intrusion.
the Batman and Catwoman thing. When she figures out that what does he say to her? Like, what are you doing? She starts kicking at him, and he's just kind of parrying everything one handed, like he's Neo in the Matrix.
Yeah.
And she just continues to ramp up the extreme. She is then like, oh, I have to kill this guy, I guess. And you could see him ramping up his like parrying of her. It's really well blocked. But then he grabs her and tugs her around the wall before we even know what's happening.
Yeah.
And then she catches on, and then we see what's happening.
Well,
It's a really well written scene.
Which was just the police walking in because
they heard
that was
footsteps.
the mayor's mansion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, it was the mayor's mansion. But no. What he says to her is, "You're really good at that." Which from the get go, it's like a playful, fun relationship between them.
Yeah.
You got a lot of
Yeah.
cats.
Got a lot of cats.
You got a lot
And the-
of cats.
Still the
And a lot
funniest
of
moment in this whole
outgoing
movie.
mail.
The cats like him.
They do.
They're like
Yeah.
all over him, like
Yeah.
he's bathed in catnip or something.
He's probably bathes in milk because he's a billionaire.
No. He has on his belt. He has a can of cat repellent.
Cat attracting spray. Cat repelling
Attract. That's
spray.
it. Not repellent.
Yeah.
Attracted. Yeah.
So they see they see on TV one of the Riddler's TikToks where he admits to the mayor's
it's a
killing
live stream.
and shows that he killed the commissioner. They Batman.
Can we just briefly talk about that? He is incredibly online. His presence is incredibly online. He's savvy. He's raising money.
He's an
building
influencer.
A team. He is a.
He is.
He's like a Twitch streamer. You know. It's like,
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I would argue that he's still less evil than PewDiePie.
a smaller footprint at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting though because he would be international if this were real life, if this were our world.
Yeah, it wouldn't just be Gotham.
They'd be like, "Damn, that guy in Gotham's got the right idea. I should go beat up the
Right.
poor in my city."
He would kick off the whole thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do people think that he's Batman also? Because I was kind of under the impression that people don't know if he's Batman or not.
Huh. I don't know. I don't
I mean, they
know.
prove that nobody does. They even prove the Riddler doesn't. You know,
Yeah.
it's a bait and switch. You think for a minute he does.
Because there's a number of times when people say there's a vigilante out in the city, and I don't know if they're talking about Batman or the Riddler or
That's true. There's probably two
Misconstruing
different
them.
distinct camps. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like people that believe he's righteous.
Yeah.
And
And
lots-
people think that he may be the Riddler or is in cahoots with the Riddler or yeah.
yeah.
So Batman and Gordon look at the commissioner's body. They find another riddle for Batman. Selena says,
Wasn't it in his mouth?
was it?
Or
Something
no.
like that.
No.
I don't-
It was the maze thing.
Oh, it was yeah. You're right. It's not in his mouth. I don't think he has a
there's
mouth left.
a little secret compartment. He
So
probably doesn't have a mouth.
It's a
left.
button. It's the button. He pushes a fucking button with a little symbol on it.
Yeah.
He,
Is this the riddle that has the rodent
Rata
with
Alata?
wings?
yeah.
Okay. Can I go on a short
Yeah,
tangent?
yeah,
here?
Please do.
Andrea pointed out while we were watching it, she's like, this dialogue basically feels like the Batman TV show back in the day, just like delivered very seriously. So here's some dialogue. Coulson said cops protect the rat. Maybe Kenzie's a part of it. You think Penguin's the rat? His club caters to the mob. Maroni was a regular. Penguin would have been privy to a lot of dirt. And the DA was a regular too. Maybe Penguin got himself into some trouble and making a deal was his way out. The Rata Alata. What? Riddler's latest. The cipher in the maze means a rat with wings, like a stool pigeon. Penguin's got wings too. Time for me to have another conversation with him.
Oh
Okay,
my
here-
God.
Here's so Chief O'Hara is saying here, what does a turkey do when he flies upside down? Robin, simple. He gobbles up. Of course. And number two, what weighs 6 ounces, sits in a tree, and is very dangerous? Who couldn't get that? It's a sparrow with a machine gun. The rhythm of those lines and the order of the conversation, it's just very similar where they talk back and forth about the most ridiculous possibilities, ignoring the most obvious possibility.
Right.
The bat.
A rodent with wings, you don't think a bat, we all think of a bat.
Yeah.
But penguins-
Instantly.
The fact
Penguins
they
have
didn't say
wings.
it was so irritating.
Yeah.
It felt like an episode of the old Batman, just a
That's-
little darker.
I wonder
That's a
if
little
great
grubbly.
observation.
I really wonder if that was intentional or
I wonder because
Yeah.
there are a few beats throughout the movie that are like that.
I mean, you got a lot of cats was very Adam West.
Yeah.
Like it's punchy. Like it's like somebody really, they were like, we got to trim this dialogue down. You know,
Well, I mean,
they're
yeah.
not whispering in this moment. They got to be talking fast.
Once she pointed it out, that's all I could hear. You know,
Yeah.
it's just that the voices are different and it's much more serious. But like their conversation about what that riddle could mean is straight out of 66. You
Yeah.
know, you stool pigeon, penguin. It takes the penguin to explain it's a fucking bat.
It's so satisfying when he
Yeah.
does too. Which
Yeah.
I think was the reason why they were so obtuse with their interpretation of it, was that we could get that delivery.
Sure.
Well, yeah,
And we
but
had to write
That's what
that
I mean.
chase scene in somehow.
I'm maybe kind of with Thoreau's idea. Like I think it was intentional at times. You know,
is
like
this-
that.
It's crazy how much this draws on the source material of Batman.
it really
Like,
is.
more than anything else before it.
Yeah, it really does. And yeah, this is a really, really, I don't know. This is a really interesting Batman movie. It really is. The whole, kind of like like 90s fetish it has going on with like grunge emo Pattinson or grunge emo Bruce Wayne and the Nirvana going through it. All of the source material pulls from, like, it's a really interesting Batman movie.
He's about my age, and I think the nostalgia towards Nirvana is different for me than it is for you guys, because I wasn't a teenager when that came out. I was
Absolutely.
a small child. But yeah, it's interesting because that's like a textural thing almost.
But
because of
also Gen Z is starting to, the 90s is their decade
It's
that
cool.
they're
70s.
yeah, it
for
was like
us.
70s for us or 80s for
me.
10 for
Yeah.
you, Brian. Yeah. Exactly.
I hadn't thought about it before, but is this supposed to be taking place in the 90s?
No, they have smartphones and there's
That's
yeah.
right. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Matt Reeves did a great job. Since Tim Burton, that was the last director that put Gotham in a time and place that's unrecognizable and you can't quite
Yes.
pin it down.
I absolutely appreciated that this is not just Chicago.
Right. I mean, Nolan
100%.
did well. Nolan put it in a real universe, and good for him. But yeah, you can do a lot more if you can't pin down Gotham.
Yeah. Well, and that Gotham was industrial. The Chicago Gotham.
Yeah.
This Gotham is lived in by people who may or may not have jobs.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Yeah, almost like a Chinese walled city kind of situation.
Yeah.
Everything
Whereas
is self-contained.
Nolan's Gotham, there were only banks, restaurants, and what? Schools?
Bridges.
Yeah, and bridges.
Yeah, so many bridges. So all right, Selena goes into the iceberg lounge with Batman's camera contacts in. I hope he cleaned those.
She's getting big
real
guy.
quick plot point. The note that was just found said, "Find the rat, bring him into the light."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Another clue as to what they're like. Penguins live in the light.
God damn it, guys. So yeah, she talks to the district attorney, Gil Colson. Discover he's partying there. He's doing some drops. She discovers that the commissioner and Gil are on the payroll of Falcone.
Oh, Gil.
Old Gil. Old
He's on the
Gil.
payroll. Finally on the
Old Gil.
payroll.
The
And then he
wolves
gets
are
clubbed
at
to
Old
death
Gil.
like old Gil.
Old Gil needs to win.
The wolves are at Old Gil's door. I
Uh,
would never, Cookie. I'm afraid of you.
it's it is amazing how much weird little things The Simpsons has kept alive. Jude has no idea what Glengarry Glen Ross is, or really even who Jack Lemmon is, but he knows Old Gil.
Yep. Layers like Shrek, I swear.
Yeah. So then it also seems like Selena probably knows Falcone. Batman asks her about it, but she gets mad and takes out her contact lenses.
Do you have a relationship with him?
Mm-hmm.
She says, I do not have a relationship with him, which seems like she is being indirect, but she's being very direct.
Yeah, she does not have a relationship with him. It's because which is the whole crux of like her issues with him.
this dialogue is really, 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 really concise at so many moments in the movie. But this is one of those moments where I was like, fuck, she's telling him what is up without saying like, yeah, he's my father. We don't have a relationship.
Yeah, absolutely. After leaving the club, Coulson gets kidnapped by the Riddler, who puts a blinking collar on him. Later, Batman and Gordon meet to whisper at each other. Batman tells Gordon he thinks the Riddler's targeting people connected to the case that brought down Maroney years earlier. We cut to the next day. It's the mayor's funeral. Bruce shows up, and suddenly, during the funeral, a car bursts into the church. Coulson's driving it. He has the bomb strapped to him and a phone taped to his hand.
We see Bruce save a kid.
Yeah, Bruce saves.
We also see Bruce engage with the guy in the audience who says, what does he say? Like, he was just another rich asshole. You know, none of this shit matters, whatever.
Yeah.
Who we then see later on in the movie.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a running theme throughout this movie. It's a real snobs versus slobs kind of thing.
Yeah.
Before the car driving into the memorial, Falcone tells us that Thomas Wayne saved his life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was from Long Halloween. In Long Halloween, Thomas Wayne saved Falcone's son's life. Brought him in because he couldn't take him to a hospital.
And I know that it's the reporter and Falcone later that really gets to Bruce, but he seems upset just by the fact that his dad had saved Falcone's life, but his dad was a doctor.
Yeah,
he has to. He
criminal
has no
or
choice.
not. Yeah, that is his oath.
He
Like,
literally
there's
says Hippocratic oath at one point. Yeah.
You can't stand over a dying man if you have the ability to help.
And Batman doesn't kill people.
Right.
He might beat them to death and paralyze them, but they're not to death, almost to death.
I did appreciate Gordon's when Batman says no guns, when Gordon says that's your thing, not mine.
Yeah,
beautiful moment.
You can get fired if you don't carry a gun as a cop.
Yeah, in America.
Yeah.
Probably most times, like you went out with any weapons. I was sleepy. I forgot.
So afterwards, they've evacuated the church. Everyone's gone except for Coulson. Batman comes in. The Riddler calls him via the Coulson's phone. He threatens
duct tape to his hand.
Yeah.
So I have a question about the car through the funeral. Did Coulson drive that through the car?
He got out of the driver's side
intentionally, or was he like? Did somebody tape a brick to his foot? Like he drove through a crowd of people.
He was instructed to.
I guess
that's true.
He had
I
something
blow up
on
your
both
head
of
if you
his
don't.
hands.
But also we saw he had to go
hands?
up the steps because there were steps there. He had to drive up the steps through the front door. Yeah. That's not an easy drive.
Yeah, well, and it just shows the weakness of these characters, you know, that they were willing to kill a bunch of people at a funeral in order to possibly save his life.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I thought the Riddler had more to do with it. You know, like revved the shit out of it.
Right. Yeah.
And then
just
popped it into drive.
Yeah. Or it was a Tesla that had gone haywire. Who knows?
Yeah. The autopilot.
Yeah. The steering wheel came off.
Yeah. Once
Make a
it hit
U-turn
something,
and resume route.
It went back to manual driving.
Because it was what, a Charger or a Mustang?
Gear. He was pushing it. He was trying to jumpstart it.
Up a flight of stairs. What about down? No, up.
So yeah. He wants Coulson to answer riddles. He answers the first two.
Stupidest riddles.
Yeah. Yes. These are not difficult riddles, Riddler. These are like a young boy's first book of riddles.
Yeah. Sometimes it's poetic. Sometimes it's, it's just like, it's obviously justice.
Yeah.
At this point, he wants them answered.
Yes. Fair, but Coulson.
I know, but don't they feel like Frank Gorshin riddles?
They do. They really do. And this.
I get what you're saying, Al. Especially in that circumstance, it's a timed situation.
Yeah,
I get it, and he goes up a little bit with each one.
he's making them easy for this DA.
Well,
Who still doesn't get it?
The ones
Who
he's
still
not
doesn't get
making
it, yeah.
easy are still pretty weak sauce.
Yeah.
Do you think he knows that they are misinterpreting the rat without wings or rat with wings thing?
No,
already?
I don't think he knows because
I don't think he knows.
at the end when he says you're really not as smart as I thought you were.
That's true.
Right.
That's true. He does tell
Right.
Batman, "You're kind of
Yeah,
dumb."
he's kind of disappointed. Maybe that's why, like I was
He's
just
like,
saying,
"These riddles
maybe
are-"
That's why he comes down. Like Jesus, not even Batman can figure out that's a and Oswald tells him it's the wrong conjugation, but still,
Yeah.
rat or rodent wings.
Did we already
rat. Literally
didn't-
rat, not rodent?
We didn't get to the car chase, right?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay, good,
No.
good. Because I got thoughts on that shit.
Yeah, no. They are really easy riddles, and Batman really doesn't get them. Like,
So, do you think that because of this, because we're already on this riddle thing being overly simplified, do you think the next time we see the Riddler, he's going to have more complex riddles or even simpler riddles and tied to you guys were so dumb last time, I'm making it really easy?
I mean,
Like, I don't know how many have seen the show Gotham or watched it through, but that Enigma, first of all, is a great rendition. So's their Penguin, but he has clues throughout the or he has riddles throughout the show, and they're more complicated than any of the ones
Wow.
happening here.
Then again, a movie I think has a larger audience that they're trying to reach. So I
and
could
more
see-
limited time. More limited
Yeah.
time.
I mean, let's.
Hey, okay, it's not the riddles. I'm sorry, I'm looking at this the wrong way. It's not the riddles. It's how long it takes Gordon and Batman to figure these riddles out.
Yes.
You know,
Well,
like Oswald was speaking for all of us. Like,
Yeah.
are you guys idiots? Yeah.
Yeah.
because so there's something simple on the surface that makes them miss the deeper riddle.
That's how I am with puzzles.
Okay.
So I feel that I'm a relatively intelligent human being, but you give me a puzzle and I become very stupid because I overthink it pretty quickly.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean,
I totally buy both of those explanations Al had, that, you know, they're simple so that they'll get him, and then also hiding a larger.
I mean, I just kept.
Which we literally see that actually, because it's under a rug.
I
It's
just
under a
I just
carpet.
kept thinking of
He's
Seven.
literally hiding a bigger picture. What's that?
I just kept thinking of Seven. Those were very. They weren't those. Those were puzzles that were actually that I felt actually were like not clever per se, but
More cryptic?
yeah, I
Well, the
under-
murder, but there weren't really clues left at each scene other than the sin, and so they were able to decipher what the next sin might be.
yeah,
but-
yeah, fair enough. I don't know. So
No, but I agree. It was very Seven-like.
yeah, very much. This reminded me a lot of like the 70s dirty, like Seven, like the Fincher Fight Club, Seven. I feel like there's
Yeah.
other
And to be
filmmakers
fair-
that had that aesthetic in the 90s.
And to be
like
fair,
Along
Bruce
Came a
is young.
Spider. I'm trying to think of
Oh,
other
yeah.
mysteries that
Yeah.
were similar.
Not just mysteries, but like the whole aesthetic of the film, like that dirty, grungy kind of like
Everything is happening in a tunnel.
The Crow, like
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's in a tunnel.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Bruce is still young and he's still learning his chops. Obviously, he hasn't been working with cops long. It's been Gordon. And what's interesting, I'm just thinking about, we have seen Bruce go off and train physically and in combat and stuff, but we never have seen a fix on who helps him with forensic science. I guess Alfred.
It's Blue.
Yeah.
Blue has some clues.
Let's black and blue and dead all over. It's Batman and his pal Blue.
Oh God.
Is that what happens in the
So-
sequel? Blue dies, so he has to
Oh,
murder a child
man.
from the circus.
And then you have to find clues.
So Batman,
wait,
Eve is the Joker?
Batman picks up one of the Joker's envelopes. Is like, we just got a letter. We just got a letter.
What were you going to say? Al?
Sorry, Al.
so
No,
Batman
that-
takes a bomb blast to the face.
Yes, and
And-
he doesn't even turn black.
He's completely uncharred and no less pretty.
He didn't even have
And-
the classic black,
Like the Wile E. Coyote.
or,
on his face.
or the cop in Jingle All the Way.
So was that an actual bomb that was made to explode outwards and kill everyone, or was it literally made to explode inwards and just kill Gil? Gil.
Gotta
but
take Gil down.
I interpreted that as like a particular type of incendiary device that was made to burn hot, but not expand fast enough to crush people.
That would make sense. But also Batman he sees the timer. He knows it's going to go off and he just keeps getting closer and closer. And he sees it counting down to like 2 seconds.
And what's funny is like one thing I really, really liked about this Batman was how practical his bat suit was, especially the boots. And I know lots of people mention the boots, but like that was a very practical outfit. Good to fight in, thin, but not packed with much armor as previous Batman. So yeah, he's standing in front of a bomb.
We see him take quite a bit of small arms fire though throughout this movie.
Yeah, he does.
So I
it's
think
armor. Don't get me wrong.
It's armor. My question about him being
it
in
looked
the
like
armor,
his body. Most Batman, they put him in the costume and they grow.
He just saved a kid in a suit, but then he appears from the fucking wings in his Batman getup. Where
Gotham City faceplant.
Was he like? Did he have it like Spider-Man, like webbed to a fucking wall?
Well,
or
there was a passage of time because they burst in, they all run out, and then we cut to a little bit later when the cops are all cordoned around. They've got the bomb robot in there.
The bomb robot. It takes a while for the bomb robot.
I assume he was changing in his car.
Oh, that's fair. He probably went out to the car. I didn't even consider the car.
The bomb robot was changing in the car.
The bomb robot.
Or the bomb
it's my time. I gotta go.
Gotta look good. It's also that's where the Bruce Wayne, Gotham's first son thing comes in because like it can be explained as the first whiff of danger or chaos. Protect him. Get him the Beatles running to a limousine kind of thing.
Yeah.
Is Batman?
You know what I mean? Like get him out of here.
Stupid after getting blown up in the face? Does he make some bad decisions as a result of a concussion?
Yeah,
I'm thinking about that.
He solves that rat riddle after. Well, he doesn't.
That might be an aspect of this movie that I missed is that he takes a serious blow to the head and is not thinking clearly for the rest of the movie.
That could be. I mean, honestly,
like he's got serious Homer Simpson brain after this.
Yeah.
So all right. So they blow up Coulson. And what the Riddler wanted was the name of the informant who gave Gotham City PD the information that led to the Maroni's bust.
And Coulson is willing to take it to his grave.
Yeah, Coulson's like, no, if I'm dead either way, and if I tell, they'll also kill my family. So.
Oh, that's fair. Okay, the family. So I keep wanting to call him the Joker. The Riddler is working this problem on multiple angles.
Yeah.
Because if this had come out that it was Falcone, who cares about a rat with wings at that point? Because the cops are now going to turn their gaze towards him.
Yeah, exactly.
Or maybe that's him trying to get Batman to go.
I was just going to say, I think that's why he thought they were working together. So the Riddler would try to expose these people, and then it would be Batman's job as vengeance to come in and deal with those people.
Yes. Well, and that's what the Riddler thought was happening. The Riddler.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
He thought they were working together.
Yeah.
He gets kind of pissed when he realizes they're not.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, he thought he was just setting up the pins for Batman to knock down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Classic anti-hero villain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the cops take Batman into custody. They decide not to take his mask off until he wakes up, which seems like was the worst time to do that.
Well, also, we should probably examine his skull to see that there's not like a fracture or blood or whatever.
Yeah, shrapnel.
No. We're going to take him unhandcuffed and just lay him on a table in the middle of the police station.
So
yeah,
I think that the cowl is not easy to remove, unlike previous Batmans, like the one that peels off. It's a single-use
if
bat
you're
suit.
rushed into an ER and you require surgery, they cut your clothes off of you.
But I
hope you're not wearing your favorite shirt because
I don't think there are clear buckles or anything that you can pop that thing off with. And I think the cops were looking at it like they probably would have taken it off if it could just be
because there isn't
off.
a clasp, it has to be flexible.
Yeah,
so, I mean, they could have pulled it up over his eyes. Or whatever. It's odd that they respected that when they clearly have no respect for him. They see him as a criminal.
Yeah.
But they're like, no.
I think a large element. I think a large
do you
element.
think it's a Fourth and Fifth Element deal amendment deal?
Is fear also? I think they're afraid of Batman because
Sure.
they watched him walk up to a bomb and get blown up and survive. They know that he's been kicking the shit out of people that they can't catch. Like, I think
that makes sense. But
cops
shit never stopped cops before.
Are notoriously afraid. Also, that's why they're always fucking shooting people.
Yeah.
But I think that was also. I think that was the subtext of that was not just that they were respecting his Fourth Amendment right to search and seizure or whatever. Is it the fourth? I think it is.
The fourth. I think.
Yeah.
Fourth is illegal search and seizure. 5 is incriminating yourself and your right to reasonable privacy, etc.
Yeah. So I think that I don't think it was that. Because the cops don't care about any of that shit. Are you kidding?
So Gordon helps Batman escape. He jumps off the building and becomes the sugar glider.
I am. But again, practical uses.
Telling
Those
Gordon
things exist.
Gordon telling Batman, punch me in the face and run.
Mm-hmm.
They're in cahoots, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I loved Batman. It's Batman year 2. He's not really used to the heights yet. When he gets to the building, he's like, whoa, and like takes a minute to decide he's going to jump. He's not swinging around the rooftops yet.
Yeah, we see his boldness he walked up to a bomb.
Mm-hmm.
But
he's trying shit out. He's young and reckless, but he's trying shit out.
Very reckless.
Yeah.
And we see it at the end too. We'll get to that. But yeah, you see him finally become the bold Batman that we know.
And it was cool watching him walk through that club. Visually it was pretty fun, but that's very anti-Batman. Especially he himself said, "I am the shadows." You're walking through a club like you have like a leather duster on.
Walking through the club like, what's up? I got a big cock.
Yeah, exactly.
Experienced Batman doesn't come through the front door.
No.
Yeah.
No, he does not.
He appears behind Oswald
and
in his office.
And I really appreciated how at the end, when he does the classic like down through the skylight thing at the end, like he's finally becoming Batman, the one we know.
Yeah,
well, and I think he's learning from Selina as much as he's learning from his experience. He's watching a cat burglar and going, "Oh,
I can do that too."
Yeah, I can use my environment to propel me.
Sneaky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Parkour.
Good point.
Yeah. He wasn't trained by ninjas.
Yeah.
Right.
So Batman and Gordon meet later for some more whispering. They decide the informant may be the Penguin. They track him.
Fucking whispering, man.
I know.
I know, but every time there was a high-pitched ringing or whine,
that's all you could hear.
So high, it's all you can hear.
Oh, yeah.
Just overstimming me, just like ah.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine else. You still suffer from tinnitus, right? Like that's got to drive you nuts when it's
so
loud.
They
tell us about it, Al. Walk us through.
No, let's not talk about my ear problems.
Okay.
But
give the people what they want.
Didn't I just talk?
Medical information.
So they track.
It sounds like cicadas. It sounds like cicadas in my ear. Okay, moving on.
They track the Penguin to a drug deal. Selina arrives to steal the money, discovers Annika's body in the trunk of a car that belongs to a cop.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
That's a brutal moment for her character.
Absolutely.
Just a literal dead end.
Mm-hmm. She's like, oh, it's done. It's just me and the money now.
Well, right. That's the moment of like, if you ain't got nothing, you got nothing to lose kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like she was being careful because she didn't want to get her friend dead. And her friend's dead. So it's like, all right, all bets are off.
And they don't think that it's her. They think that it's him.
Yeah.
Hey, vengeance.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. They don't know. Yeah. They don't for a second suspect her. She is absolutely so much sneakier.
I remember watching this in the theater and being like, holy shit, man. How is she going to get out of this situation? How is Batman going to swoop in and rescue her?
And apparently he says, I'm vengeance, apparently to everyone, because that's how
Yeah.
other people refer to him. It's like, is that on his LinkedIn page or something? Like, he's Batman. But hey, vengeance.
They end up doing the car chase where he's chasing the Penguin in the wrong way down a freeway initially, and then they eventually get into the correct lanes. And eventually he is able to capture the Penguin, who is in a car that rolls like 7 times and is fine.
I've rolled over about that many times, and I'm still okay.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
But I was going about 90 too.
Did you go that many flips in the air before you made contact back?
Yeah.
Wow.
And there were about 8 of us in the car, and everybody survived. No real injuries.
Oof.
Cars are built pretty tough for rollovers.
I did a 1 roll once, and that was enough for me. I'm done.
Yeah. We rolled about 6 times. It was good. It was a good night. It was very exciting. I was not driving, needless to say. But yeah, that was my thought. I was like, I believe it. I believe it. He landed upside down.
Afterwards, where you're like, I'm vengeance.
I'm vengeance. I was like, we got to get out of here.
Yeah.
It was an older car. It probably
it's true.
Had a steel frame.
Yeah.
But a lot of people died in this car chase.
Yes.
True.
Yes.
Yeah, just not the people that Batman intended to kill.
Right. Batman's like, collateral damage is fine.
Yeah. I'm willing for everyone around me to die, just not the criminal I'm targeting.
I just don't kill criminals.
Yeah.
I said I didn't kill.
I think you ruptured your spleen, Batman.
That truck driver whose truck like flipped over and is on fire. He's fine to die, though.
He's dying a horrible death. Also.
We never see Batman call EMS or anything like that.
Yeah, he doesn't pull.
Yeah, that's not a corrupt cop situation. This man needs medical attention.
Yeah, he doesn't pull the criminals out or
he doesn't
anything.
have Jarvis.
They're dirty cops. I'm not calling them. To what? To cone off the highway? You're not calling them?
Yeah. It's interesting. He doesn't have Alfred's not watching or checking in with him like Mr. Wayne. He went left.
Mm-hmm.
It's just Batman.
Yeah. Alfred is really not involved at this point, or just barely involved.
He's like a concerned parent who hears about it the night after.
Yeah.
Offhandedly, he says he's been looking at the cipher, but he doesn't come up with much information about it.
Yeah. So after the car chase, he captures the Penguin. Him and Gordon learn the Penguin is not the informant.
And speaks better Spanish than both of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
For an Irish-Italian guy in a fat suit.
Who doesn't know El and La? I mean, that is a fair question.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, absolutely. He helps to reveal another clue of the Riddlers. They log on to AIM and chat with him for a while.
It's the Matrix.
It is. It's the Matrix chat.
Is the Riddler
I remember when my dad sat me down.
We find out he's a forensic accountant, right? Isn't that what he did for a living?
Yeah.
He's not a fucking computer programmer. Who wrote that like program for them to communicate in?
Yeah, I mean, he could be able to do a little programming on the side, but I don't know how difficult it would be to create a DOS chat program.
Right? Yeah. It might be easy, I guess. 2 ends, just connecting them over a phone line or something. I don't know anything about computers. So.
But the Riddler is a multifaceted individual.
It is.
Renaissance man.
It is. You should see the watercolors he does.
Well, he's an autodidact. He didn't get a very good education. Sometimes that inspires people to, out of revenge, educate themselves.
Batman and Gordon follow the clues to an orphanage that was funded by the Waynes.
It was the old Wayne estate.
Yeah,
that's why he's not.
That was old Wayne Manor.
That's why he's living in the deluxe apartment in the sky.
That's right.
Because the old Wayne Manor was donated to be the orphanage.
That's right.
But it burned down. It didn't burn down, but it caught fire at some point. So
it was highly damaged. So it's an abandoned house, and they're both so shocked to see drug addicts squatting inside.
And they also
Who's that?
The Waynes donated this to be an orphanage, but they didn't cover the insurance.
Apparently not. Yeah.
Well, the funds were diverted.
Yeah,
Wait
the
till
renewal
we
funds.
yeah, because that's what this is
It
about.
turns into the Phantom Menace pretty quickly. Like
right, trade commissions, trade delegates, and like
if I were 12, I would be lost immediately.
Yeah, absolutely.
It becomes a bean counter pencil pusher.
It becomes Chinatown again. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like okay.
It's
bad accounting. It's fraud. It's shit that Sideshow Bob has pulled. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So they realize that he's going to target Bruce next. Worried about Alfred, Bruce rushes home, but he's too late. Alfred's already in a coma. He got a letter bomb an hour ago.
And I think this is another intentional reference to the show, as I was saying earlier. So I looked it up. Yeah, Aunt Harriet was the character on the TV show, and apparently she was the maternal aunt of Dick Grayson. is what Google said. But I think it was another nod to that because we've never seen Aunt Harriet again, or the character equivalent.
And is this the first time that Martha is in Arkham? That she's part of the Arkham family? Yes.
I almost feel like it's the first time we've talked about the Arkham family. Jonathan Arkham may have been mentioned, who was the director of Arkham originally.
Okay, but yeah, I was wondering if
I think this is the first time that there was another first family.
Yeah,
I like this choice. I thought this was cool.
The Rockefellers and Morgan.
Yeah, absolutely.
Essentially making them the two biggest families instead of just Thomas Wayne being a successful billionaire doctor.
Yeah.
I think this was it was a well-used device. And then when it comes up later that, your dad wasn't corrupt, he was protecting your mother, kind of thing, makes a lot more sense.
It makes that weakness.
Well, and it's
legit.
It's interesting that she had what could be inheritable mental issues.
Right. Yes.
Because Batman is a crazy person.
Yes. Could be anything from schizophrenia to Huntington's, or these different neurological diseases.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I went into Obama for a second. Diseases.
So Bruce is sad for a little bit. He is looking at the Riddler's clues, trying to figure him out. Then Selina contacts him. They meet. She wants Batman to help her get the cop that had Annika's body in his car. Batman suspects her of getting close to Falcone to set up the heist. She admits he's her illegitimate father who never loved her. Then they do the kissing.
After he talks some mad shit to her that almost is like jealous gaslighting. Like, he seems jealous of Falcone and her. Like, you have a relationship. Like it's and he calls her a lot of mean names.
He does.
And then it's like, I love you, baby.
I like this. Honestly, I liked how much he overstepped and how much he realized he overstepped when she says, he's my father, you piece of shit.
Yeah. Again, he's learning. He still makes assumptions.
Yeah, he's making so many mistakes.
Yeah.
It's like Spider-Man making all these mistakes in his first movie.
Yeah, very much.
At this point, she kisses him.
Yes. Yeah, she initiates.
Yeah. Batman only wants to fuck the city, like the Spirit.
Yeah, that's true.
I like to sit on a gargoyle with my pants off.
And just
like Homelander. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
In the moonlight.
Drinking milk.
So then the Riddler makes another TikTok with evidence that Thomas Wayne hired Falcone to kill
a really, really catchy dance. I gotta say, the dance in the second TikTok, I learned it. I'll show you guys after the show.
He dabs at the end,
and it had that. No, it had that. Oh no! Oh no! 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 Song.
No! 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 Yeah, that.
So yeah. Or was it "Here Comes Your Boy"? Yeah. So, anyways, so a journalist was writing a story about Martha's family history of mental illness. So then Bruce goes to visit Falcone, who tells him, "Yes, it's all true." I really liked the contrast of Batman busting into the club, whereas Bruce can just show up and get in to see Falcone with no problems.
Right.
Well, and looking really troubled too.
Yeah,
is the way that he played that. because part of me thinks it was him putting on his already existing emotions as a front.
As a front.
He's clearly feeling very exposed in that moment, but like, fuck it, I'll play it up if that'll get me in.
I'm Bruce Wayne. I just came to party.
And chew gum. I'm almost out of gum. It's as if in that universe, Bruce Wayne is almost like a Kardashian to Gotham.
Yeah.
Like, love him or hate him, everybody knows who he is.
Yeah.
And he can walk in as much as people would love to tell Kim Kardashian she can't come in, nobody does.
Yeah.
No, you're going to make so much money off of just people coming to see the place they were.
Right. Like, of course he can see.
Yeah, the potential value of him coming in is interesting to
Yeah.
the criminal.
Like the twins at the door. They didn't have to check with him. They're like, "Oh, you're Bruce Wayne."
Yeah, of course you can come in.
And the doors, yeah.
I really loved the contrast of Batman having to bust through and then Bruce just, please come in,
Striding
Mr. Wayne. Yeah.
Well, and this is the rule of threes. We get this again one more time afterwards too. But
Yeah.
this is a great way to set up the second entry into the club.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Yeah, so Bruce then goes and confronts Alfred fresh out of his coma, which is kind of a dick move on Bruce's part.
Yeah. He's like, I don't remember a lot of things, Bruce.
Yeah, it's like, I'm really unclear on even where I currently am.
Not everyone can take a bomb with just a towel around their neck.
Yeah.
With just a cape.
He says that Thomas asked Falcone to just scare the journalist into being quiet. Then after words, Thomas planned to turn himself and Falcone over to the police once he found out he murdered the journalist. And Alfred thinks that Falcone had Thomas and Martha killed to quiet them.
Whereas Maroni had just told Bruce Wayne that, Falcone had just told Bruce that he thought Maroni had him killed.
I'd kill him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Alfred sets him straight.
Yeah.
Sort of.
And it's one of the more satisfying explanations for what happened to the Waynes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, totally. This is the best. Rather than randomly being murdered,
Randomly going to the most dangerous theater in Gotham for some reason.
To see the dumbest movie
Ever.
and walk down Crime Alley.
They kept
I want to go down Sugar Plum Alley. No.
Why'd they go through the alley? Go out the front door, guys.
Well, because Bruce was scared of bats in the opera or whatever.
Oh, yeah, he was a
Deflator mouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So Bruce sees the bat signal. Him and Gordon show up, and they find out that it was Selina. She's got the cop that hit Annika's body. I almost said Anakin's body. Annika's body. She plays a recording that Annika made where Falcone, in the most John Turturro fashion ever, kills her for knowing that he was the informant that gave up Maroni.
She recorded her demo.
So she knows because the mayor told her?
Yes, because she was sleeping with the mayor, and the mayor
told her. So it was
her.
pillow talk with the mayor that revealed the whole thing.
She's like, "Oh, Mr. Mayor," and he's like, "You know what? Falcone had Maroni turned."
Hey, whatever happened to mayors wearing a big sash that said mayor?
and I think like Quimby. God, this episode's full of Simpsons references.
As a government employee, I wish that we all had to wear sashes with our job on them.
I think everybody should.
Sort of
I think
a lazy
we should bring
Starfleet
sashes
uniform.
back. You know,
everybody has to wear
sashes back.
I think that it wasn't just pillow talk, though. I don't think that he was just like, yeah, one time I had Thomas Wayne killed. He had taken her passport so she could not travel. He was probably telling her, I'm a fucking dangerous man. I've had people killed.
Like, I mean, the taking of the
people
passport,
who can kill you.
The taking of the passport is totally a human trafficking thing.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. Yeah.
Like once the women are in this country, they confiscate all that shit.
Yeah, that's one of the what's his name? Andrew Tate. That's what they've been saying is he had
he was doing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Clear signs of that behavior.
Yeah. So let's see. She plays the recording. Selina wants to go kill Falcone, but Batman says, "No, don't kill him." And she gets all quippy and leaves to go do it.
Oh, yeah, she's like, I thought you were vengeance.
Yeah. She's right,
Like,
though.
But the whole movie's about the corrupt system. Yeah, she is right.
She's
Yes,
right,
absolutely.
yeah.
She's absolutely right because the whole system is corrupt. And he's like, give him to the system so he can pay. It's like he is the system. That's what you're finding out.
Yeah.
He's been the cop just
Let
said he's
her
been the
kill him.
mayor for over 20 years and nobody knows it.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let Selena kill her piece of shit father.
Yeah, it's her father.
Absolutely.
That patricide, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I refer to Inigo Montoya versus the people of Florida.
So she goes to try and kill Falcone. He overpowers and is going to kill her. Batman and Gordon arrive. They save her.
We get to see Batman do the aerobic run down the wall, or acrobatic. I should say.
Yeah.
It's also aerobic. He's running.
Yeah.
Where he
but
runs
acrobatic.
Like the parkour type. Like,
Yeah, runs down the wall of that abandoned under construction building.
Mm-hmm.
That was
I
really
think you
cool.
said it earlier, Brian, that he's slowly getting his gumption.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The
Like
boldness.
after the sugar glider thing, he's probably like, you know what? Heights aren't that bad.
I
Oh,
might have
really?
rolled
Yeah.
my ankle.
He's like, I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna climb up this motherfucker. Because
I
Ben
just need a rope.
Affleck is always weirdly in a corner in the room.
Just clutched into a corner. Alfred
The
comes
size
in
of
and
Ben
he's like just doing that in his bedroom, not dressed as Batman.
Put the sandwich on the table.
Wearing a towel in the bathroom, hiding in the corner. Like, I just got out of the shower. It's too cold out there.
He's like, quit doing that shit. God damn it.
Like a sugar glider holding his penis.
In both hands. In both
Alfred walks in there. Why is it corkscrewed?
Why is it 4 feet long?
How do you think he got Jenny from the block?
So
4 foot long corkscrew penis.
they're leaving the
Sugar glider.
they're leaving the club with Falcone in custody, and the Riddler shoots him dead with a sniper rifle.
I mean, it wasn't that far away.
It
He could
was
have probably shot him with a handgun from up there.
probably.
Yeah, it was across the street.
Also, that's the angle that all of those photographs were taken from.
Right? There's so many photographs. Why did they
This is-
never?
Yeah.
To Josh's point of him being a bad detective, where the fuck were these pictures taken from? These seem to be taken on different days. I should
Mhm.
go look in that apartment building across the street from the fucking iceberg lounge. or
Even
whatever
the
it's called.
cops should have tried to figure that out. That's like investigating anything 101.
It's called canvassing. It's canvassing an area. You go
Well-
door to door. Did you see or hear anything?
And the police, I get it, because there's probably a zone of like, don't mess with the iceberg lounge because Falcone's in there.
All
and
right.
He's
Yeah,
granted
and he's
he's
the mayor.
granted protection to Cobblepot so he can run within the shell of Cobblepot's gang. Because it's a shell game, basically. You know, like
Yeah.
no one knows that Falcone runs the club within the club.
Yeah.
But you
Within
would
the
think
club.
you're right. Forget the cops, even forget Batman. You would think the thugs at the Iceberg Lounge would have cased the building across the street, if not owned it themselves, because there are
Yes.
high profile people coming in and out of that door that could be assassinated. So yeah, Riddler was up there the whole time. The two twins are just playing fucking Uno.
You'd think that they would have had, because that is Falcone. That's his office. That's where Falcone
And
is.
Cobblepots.
You'd think
they're
that
crime
they
bosses.
would have snipers up there.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I mean. Yeah, you'd think he would also own that.
Yeah, I would have believed a book depository kind of situation more than I would have believed this. Now that I'm thinking about
Yeah,
it, like,
that
Or
is
another
his-
abandoned
his
building.
apartment. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
after 20 years of running the city, he's got to be comfortable. I could see some reasons behind that making sense. Like it makes sense. It's just an oversight.
It doesn't
And-
detract from anything. You're right.
yeah,
but
it
it's
doesn't make the
just like,
story bad.
Yeah.
No.
So the Riddler is caught. He's revealed to be Edward Nashton, a forensic accountant. They put him in Arkham. The cops go through his stuff. They find a bunch of ranting, rambling diatribes and puzzles and whatnot.
Comic book note: DC changed Riddler's surname to Nashton in 2013 from Nigma during the New 52 reboot.
I think Nigma was a little too on the nose.
Oh,
Should have been-
but
they
I
should've-
loved it. I
They
love
should have
Ed
changed it to
Nigma.
Ligma.
Ed Ligma.
The Riddler wants to see Batman. Batsy goes to visit him in Arkham. The Riddler tells him he took inspiration from him when targeting the corrupt, that they were working together, and he gets upset when he finds out that they weren't.
And at first, Batman himself believes that Ed knows that he's Bruce Wayne. It's so much so that he looks up at the CCTV camera, like wondering if it's being recorded. But then at the end of the conversation, he reveals that he doesn't know who Bruce Wayne is, but that should be our next target. Kind of thing.
I love the fact that we all thought, like, oh my God, does he know? Does he know?
Figured it out, yeah.
Does he know? Wow, he's known this whole time?
Mhm.
Wait, did he know? And we're doing the same equation that Batman is doing as Bruce inside the Batman suit. Like, oh shit.
It was a great
He could tell everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It worked really well.
And at this point, I thought the movie was over.
Yeah.
Same.
I remember thinking, wow, what a weird, quiet way to end this movie. He locks up the criminal. The system works.
But then
There's still an hour left of this movie, you guys.
Yes.
But-
It's incredible.
All right. Well,
But then
then
the Riddler sings. He has a lovely voice.
All right. So Batman goes back to the Riddler's apartment, and luckily there's a cop there who has a cousin in the carpet business. 'Cause, and he finds his plans to blow up the city. Turns out the Riddler had a Patreon.
I think this cop, though, the thing that bothered me the most about this cop, I think he's a Latino dude. I don't know. I'm just judging on the way the guy looks.
Martinez.
His
Because
last
of course
name is
his brother
Martinez.
installs carpets. of
Yeah.
course.
Nobody asked him, hey man, how do you interpret El Rata El Lata? Because we don't know. We're a bunch of fucking dummies.
Holy shit! Good point.
Yeah, his last name is literally Martinez.
He answers the carpet question.
Yep, the labor. What bothers me about this scene is that carpet Tucker is not in an evidence locker somewhere.
Right.
It's still on the ground.
Sitting there. Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Continue.
Maybe he had more than one.
Yeah.
but-
So, anyways, the Riddler had a Patreon. He was like, "Hey guys, smash that like and subscribe button."
Andrea made that same joke.
He planted car bombs all around Gotham, and his online no good Nick friends intend to help his plans to assassinate.
Look, they weren't
the
cars;
mayor
they were a
elect.
bunch of vans down by the river.
7 vans along the seawall.
7 vans for 7
Seven
brothers.
You got yourself a moving company.
The plan is to flood the city.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
So is Gotham New Orleans?
Oh yeah,
because
New York
Set-
doesn't have a seawall
Has to
necessarily,
be-
right? Manhattan is
it's not under sea
yeah.
level. New Orleans is below sea level.
I think that this was a commentary, though, on, I hate to say it, climate change. It was very much like them saying that in the future there will be seawalls everywhere.
Mhm.
Like,
I
even though it's
took it
not
as-
reality today.
And Gotham is so heavy that it's just sinking.
Maybe so.
Or the oceans rose
So
because of,
ocean's rising, Gotham sinking.
yeah.
Both.
I also, I didn't think too much about why the seawall was there, but I took it as another point of like money was put towards civil engineering projects that never got done correctly.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And Riddler knows that some car bombs, powerful as they are, like would be able to break the levees because all the money went to Falcone instead.
Makes sense. So the city floods. It's a city of several million people. Like,
I know. They're like, everyone go to the football stadium.
I don't think we're all gonna fit. I said go.
And it also floods.
Yes, because it's apparently like not at the top of a hill or anything.
Yeah.
So
Tons
why
of
go there?
skyscrapers, even abandoned ones.
Yeah.
But no.
So the Riddler's followers attempt to kill the mayor-elect. Batman shows up. He smashes through the skylight. He does some Batman punching. Selina goes there too. She helps and saves Batman right at the end. He puts like some green juice in himself. I assume adrenaline or something. Or it's like
It's green cocaine.
that's
Drops.
the best kind.
Green liquid cocaine.
That's
cocaine.
that's what they make in the sequel to Breaking Bad.
Actually, it's just Mountain Dew.
it's
Cocaine code blue.
concentrated Mountain Dew. Yeah.
Oof.
So yeah, afterwards, the Riddler gets angry.
Oh wait. Small point. One of the bad dudes calls himself Vengeance.
That's right. And Batman's like, oh, maybe I don't want to be Vengeance anymore.
And that bad dude is the dude that he talked
Complacency.
to. That's the guy he talked to at the funeral.
Yeah, same dude.
The script called him bitter nobody.
I guess
and
real snobs
and
versus slobs.
the bitter nobody said what renewal didn't help my daughter. So it's not about him even. It's about his kid.
Yeah. So Riddler's mad that Batman stopped him. He makes friends with another inmate. Then Batman meets Catwoman one last time. She wants Batman to go upstate with her and her money. But he's like, no, I'm here to help the city. I'm not Vengeance anymore. I'm Batman.
One last thing in the flooding arena, when the wire is hanging down and all of those people are in it, you see them all looking at each other, and then we look over at Batman, who is he just jumps.
Yeah.
He just does the thing. This is the moment in my mind where Batman was like, whatever, I'll cut a wire.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't give a
Like,
fuck.
yeah, he's not afraid of anything anymore at this point, because
No.
he is now like rectifying with all of his mistakes that he's made and that kind of thing too.
Yeah, no. This is it was a really, really great turn from him being the young and experienced Batman to the Batman that we know.
Yeah, that arc was clear.
So yeah, Batman and Catwoman drive their motorcycles in different directions, and credits roll.
That's my least favorite part of this whole movie.
Yeah.
Is the weird riding through the cemetery on motorbikes thing.
Yes.
Like,
Racing each other.
yeah.
it should have just ended with them on the fucking roof, with him looking up to the damn sky, because that shot had me.
Yeah.
I never felt an emotion towards a Batman character ever until that moment when he, like, the lady is like grabbing his
Little
arm and he's
bat
like,
moment.
get your poor hand off me. And he's like,
Get
oh,
your dirty cat hands off me.
Dirty.
and he like puts his arm on her and he's like, oh, because the lady they're strapping into the what's it called, the stretcher,
Yeah.
and flying off from the helicopter, and he just like comforts her, and she's like, don't let me go. That whole moment, man, I was like, fuck, man, this is first responder porn kind of thing. Like, I don't know what to call it besides
Yeah.
like it
Yeah, it was heroic
recalled
and
so much of
satisfying.
New Orleans and 9/11 and things that we don't see those images anymore, because I guess we're not seeing those kinds of things happen.
But it's also that
used to.
shit. It's the same shit with Spider-Man. Like, oh, we like him because he saved us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is.
He's a good
Well,
guy.
and there's one thing to be fighting crime and stopping criminals, and there's another thing to be doing good.
right.
It's
It's important.
disconnected. You know, they're not exact. There's overlap, but doing good deeds is not the same as I punched a bunch of bad dudes to death.
Or not the same as Superman. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like it seems more human, whereas I am a do-gooder. It was more Batman realizing that he has responsibilities beyond crime,
Yeah. Absolutely.
which is a turning point in that character's.
Did
evolution.
anyone sit through the credits to the very end?
I don't think so.
Wasn't there a Joker laugh at the end or something?
No, it was just the DOS screen saying goodbye.
Yeah, with a question mark.
Yeah, but isn't
right.
there the scene with the Riddler and the Joker? You only hear them.
Yeah,
talking.
we mentioned it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we mentioned
okay.
it.
The-
We made a friend. Yeah.
What is it that what's the riddle that the Joker says to him? What's something that you have less of, but when you have one, it's more valuable?
It's more
friends.
valuable the fewer of them you have, something like that. Yeah.
And it takes the Riddler way too long to answer that one.
Takes everybody.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
again, that's
Gotham
giving us
riddle
as the
blindness.
audience. They're to the lowest common denominator of movie watchers.
It's not unintentional.
No, it's not. Any final thoughts on answered questions, guys?
No.
I have one.
Where will they take us next?
I have one unanswered question. So did he have the barista put that question mark on his coffee?
I wondered
Yes.
that too. I mean,
think
you
he
can
did it
do it with a
himself.
stir stick, but it doesn't come out quite as clean. You know,
Yeah.
you have to do it with the steam wand.
He's probably been practicing.
He does that to all his coffees. Yeah.
Yeah, this guy who was
Also-
so hard to catch probably puts question marks on everything.
Did we connect the Edward? It's Edward Hopper, right? Who paints the
Nighthawks
painted
in the diner.
yeah. That
Hopper, yep.
such a great homage to that shot, but a
Yeah.
Gotham style shot of that.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah, that was cool. So, all right. We ready to rank it then, fellas?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, somewhere near Joker is okay with me.
I liked it better than Joker for sure.
I
Same.
did too.
This
I don't like it
reminded
more
me-
than Future Past.
This reminded me of Deadpool in the interpreting the original comic in a way that was so true to the comic that it surprised me at multiple points. Like, wow, I didn't expect them to make that choice. That was my thought. Was like, wow.
So where
I
do you
thought
think?
Like between Deadpool and Captain America: First Avenger. I know that's above Days of Future Past, but
No, but that's yeah. I'm fine. It's not a hard and pass.
I can put it in there. I personally like it better than Batman Begins, but
I also like it.
I
more
also
than Batman
feel like
Begins and Batman '89.
I feel like we made a big mistake putting Batman Begins above Batman '89, but you know, we've made a lot of. Our list is garbage, and we know it.
I mean, Swamp Thing is far too low. That's all I have to say about that.
I absolutely liked it better than Shang-Chi. Or we're talking about Captain America, Deadpool. Al, what are your thoughts?
I'm all over the place with this. I don't know.
I mean, after Ant-Man, we could do what we did for our 100th episode where we reviewed the ranking.
Oh yeah,
made some changes.
We could definitely do some tweaking after we get through Ant-Man. But all right, so yeah.
Got that?
I don't want to put it. I don't really want to put it above the Spider-Man Homecoming, Far From Home.
Our Spider-Man
no.
block, the Spider-Man
Or
district.
the Spider Block, yeah.
Same. It's not going over that.
How about we stick it in between First Avenger and Spider-Man? That's kind of in the middle of where we're all talking.
Okay.
Al, Brian?
Okay.
Perfectly cromulent.
Better than First Avenger? Worse than not as good as First Avenger?
I liked it
Question mark.
I liked it better than First Avenger personally, but it's
It's also
I like a lot of
hours
things.
long.
Put it below Deadpool?
in between Deadpool
Okay.
and First Avenger. Cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, let's
I
do it.
think that was Brian's first suggestion.
Yeah. All right, we are putting
That happens more often than I'd like.
we are putting the Batman in between Deadpool and the First Avenger, which means we are done with it. And next week on A Harmless Phosphorescence, we are going to be watching Morbius.
She cried Morb.
It's Morbin time,
Morbin
fellas.
time.
Yes, that is next week on Harmless Phosphorescence. Until then, this has been your host, Throw Smiley, and this didn't go like I thought it would.
I'm Josh Cece, and what is a room that has no windows or doors?
You know I'm bad at riddles, Josh.
It's a
I'm
mushroom.
Brian Lesh, and I'm going to go relive my time in the circuits and try and figure out some riddles.
I'm Alaric Weber. It's okay. I'm wearing gloves.
Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next time.
That's what you said last time. Al.
That's what you said before the colonoscopy
Yeah.
gave me.
But still fingernails. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.